This version of It's Erik Nagel has been modified from its original broadcast. Content has been edited to fit this platform.
Believe none of what you hear and half of what you see.
Are you ready? I said, are you ready?
It's Erik Nagel. And it starts now.
Ladies and gentlemen of the universe, the next voice you hear, it's Erik Nagel.
And thank you, Scott Shannon. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the program. I am Erik Nagel, and joining us, as always, from the frozen tundra known as Arizona, say hello to Jordan.
Hey, everybody.
Look at you. Your outfit and your eyes are matching the decor and the lighting of your room.
My blue eyes, my blue shirt, the teal background. I'm all on brand today.
All right, and you sound fantastic after being knocked out for a day or two with physical and mental illness.
Yes, well, the mental illness is ongoing. The other sickness should be gone in a day or so.
All right, well, while you try to recover, let us hastily plug our wares and get the word out there. If you're listening on the iHeartRadio app, do us where is that? Did we remove that photo? Did we get sick of the iHeart stuff? No, we kept it. Oh, it's right there. If you're listening on the iHeart app, do us a kindness. Right there in the top corner on the left there is the spot, like the old school radio presets. It means something to them. So do us a kindness. Put our show in the number one slot. It does help us out. We'll see. We just saw the quarter one 2025 earnings come in for the company. It's doing very well. Podcasting is up $28 million. So maybe we'll see some of that at some point.
I need a raise.
All right. But in the meantime, put us in the number one slot there. That's supposed to help. If you're listening on Apple and Spotify, do us a kindness over there. Leave us a positive review. It does help out the program. If you want to join us live each and every week as we do this nonsense, you can go over to our live rooms on Twitch and on YouTube. All under It's Erik Nagel. Like, subscribe, hit all the notifications. That stuff's free. And if you want to come in and show what a big shot you are or say horrible things about us, you can do so by throwing your money around and doing super chats and what does Twitch do? Bits and
Bits.
Things like that. All of that stuff's available for you to throw away your hard-earned money at us just to, teach us a lesson, give us the what for. Do all of that stuff. And if you can't be part of any of that stuff and just want to watch it when you're damn good and ready, the produced shows are available up on our YouTube channel. All there for that. Oh, look at that. Casey saying, Jordan, so handsome.
So handsome. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Hold on. Stay right there. Screenshot that. Send that around the office.
Right.
There we go.
Give
Adorable. So you've been sick. You're good now.
I have been, yeah. Yeah, my daughter was sick, I think, this past Saturday, right before volleyball.
Right.
And like a trooper, she played through. She was like, you know what, I'm going to play. The girls kicked butt. We're moving on in the finals. We got semifinals this weekend and possibly championship if we win that first game. Mm-hmm. And I was like, all right, great. I was excited, hugging all over. And then like by Monday, I started feeling it. I'm like, oh, she was really sick. So she stayed home from school like Monday and Tuesday. I started feeling like garbage like Tuesday. Right. Ended up calling out of work, which is really weird when you work from home to call out of work. It's
and
like,
you're
well,
the
I guess
boss.
I just won't go. Well, it's like I am. So it's like, in my department. So it's like, I won't be there. Sorry, And then when you work from home, it's kind of weird where you call out. You just don't go in your other room. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, all right, great. And then ended up laying in bed yesterday, like all day until like 3 in the afternoon, which is always hard because like it's nice. Your body gets the rest, but then I'm up until 2 in the morning doing nothing. Okay. Because I can't get back to sleep anymore. So.
Well, you're amongst the living now. You're amongst friends.
I'm vertical.
So that's good. I was looking for my sheets, my notepad, everything else that we use around here. And I was like, I just had it here. Where did it all go? Right. And right before the show, my kid was down here because she insists on talking to Jordan for some reason.
We had lovely conversations.
And she came down here, and then I didn't realize when I'm not paying attention, the little hands work fast. And so the notepad was gone. The sheets were on the floor. Everything. I was looking around like I had everything here. Where did it go? And
it's like, Jordan, I got to go in a minute. And then she was making her plans for escape. She's like, I got to go before he notices it's gone.
Yeah. I mean, which is hilarious. She's like, all right, really cool. I'm going to ruin the show. If he doesn't have time to hang out with me, I'm just going to ruin his show.
Right.
Anywho, speaking of the kid, so one of the things you learn as a parent as they get a little older is that you don't just have one birthday celebration for them anymore. There's multiple. So had family party this past weekend. This coming weekend is the kids party, friends, classmates, all of that stuff. And then, of course, you got to do something the day of the actual birthday. So family party came, rented a restaurant to do everything. It was just easier to do that than try to cook and do everything at my place or somebody else's place. It was just like, I'll just rent the restaurant, and got the outdoor section they had there. The outdoor, it's Italian restaurant. It's great. It's all Tuscan brick and decor. They've got waterfalls, a fountain, all of this
all
stuff.
the things a small child really looks for in a birthday celebration.
Well, at this point, you're entertaining older family members, they're going to be quite generous to your child. So you,
Father, take me to the Tuscan restaurant, she exclaimed at 3.
right. So, went good. Didn't realize that, I knew that we had to bring some stuff, and at least in New Jersey, I don't know if Arizona has this. There's only so many liquor licenses that a state is allowed to give out, right? So you have a lot of great restaurants that don't have liquor licenses. So you bring your own. They can serve everything. They just can't sell you anything. So you bring wine to the restaurant or any of that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, I've never had that happen here.
So it's pretty common. I don't know, not 100% if New York has it too, but I know New Jersey does. So,
yeah, but you weirdos can't pump your own gas either. New Jersey's at a whole other place.
Dude, I have no complaints about that. I just pull up and I hang the cart out the window. I say fill it up, and then I'm back to doing whatever until they bring me my card and the receipt, and I go, oh, nice. Gas is expensive again. All right, so. Loading everything in ahead of time. Trash Terran said New York has unlimited liquor licenses. Okay, so it's just New Jersey, I guess, that has a cap on these things. Like so nice place, but you got to bring your own stuff. So I get there early. I bring. I'm running around all day before this, so I'm bringing the cake. I'm bringing the decorations. I'm bringing cases of wine. I'm bringing some cases of beer for certain people. I've got. Thing of fruit punch for the kids and what have you. Restaurants taking care of everything else. So I know that at the end of the night, I'm going to have whatever cake's left over, whatever the alcohol's left over. I got to put it all back in my car. Plus I have, I have family up from Florida visiting, so I'm driving them too. So I'm going to have a full car, and I'm going to try to put everything into the back of my SUV and what have you. And the family decided that some of the gifts needed to be fully assembled.
This seems to be a trend because this is not the first time this has happened to you.
Where it's there,
at Christmas or the year before for birthday.
Where it's there, it's presented so you can see it. Like obviously, I get it, so the kid can see that it's all there and a lot of excitement and what have you. But when you're bringing outdoor play sets, when they're all set up, and I'm like, I got to fit this into the back of my car. I had to make like 5 trips back and forth after this party was done to the restaurant to get everything back home. Because then also there's these balloons everywhere. The what are they called? What are the metallic balloons called? Mylar balloons. So, it's bluey and other kid stuff. And so I'm trying to fit all of that. I just want to take a knife and slit them and throw them all in the garbage. But
oh no, you're going to keep those for months.
Yeah, the kid wants all the balloons. So now I have one trip was just my entire car, like a clown car, filled with balloons and me. And I'm trying to drive them back so that they don't, and they've got the weights on the bottom so they don't fly away. And, bring all that stuff back. I got some of the play sets I got to bring back. One of the family members got a kid a bike, and that was fully assembled. So I had to bring the bike in there. And it's not just a bike. It's a fantastic looking bike. It's not just a bike, but it also has a baby seat on the back of the bike so they can strap a doll.
Right.
Remember like in the 70s and 80s when people thought it was okay to just, a mom's going to ride a bike down the street with the baby.
The plastic seat.
Yeah, the plastic seat that has no real protection. And in the 80s, they didn't do helmets. So you just had a baby strapped, and if the mom hit a pothole or the hit the curb the right way, the kid's fucked. So it's that kind of seat for the kid's doll.
Right.
The bike, right?
Probably exact same seats.
Yes, old restless. First world problems indeed. Don't we? Wait, don't we? Do we still have that? Remember we used to do that segment, First World Problems? Do we still have the graphic?
So.
Is it in there?
I don't think the graphic may not be in there.
I'm looking real quick. No, it's not.
The way
All
our
right.
lives go, though, we probably should add that back.
Thank you. I'll let's make a note. I'll bring that back for the next show. I got to go bring back First World Problems. Anyway, so there's a play set like there's a this thing called a water table, which is like a 2-3 level tier Disney thing, where the kid can play with water, and it looks like the game Mousetrap. You pour it in here, the wheel starts spinning, it goes around a slide thing into this thing, and then the table's like
never
a pool.
falls, and then you put it away.
So that thing's fully assembled. So I got to I'm angling this stuff into the back of the car. Some of the presents were, thank God, were not assembled because the box was the problem. The box was so big that this one gift, I had to lower the back seats of my car to slide it in through the back of the SUV just because that's how big this thing was.
Jeez.
And I'll show you this right now. It's a fantastic gift. I wish they had these when I was a kid, but they only came out, and I think I was 8, 10 when these things started coming to the market.
Mid to early 80s. Because I remember.
No way it was in the early 80s. Because I would have known, as a kid, I would have known it and I would have wanted one. But Powerwheels is what we're talking about. I remember like the first Powerwheels was like Bigfoot.
Bigfoot, yeah.
Right? And then I think Dukes of Hazzard had one too, or something. That'd
have been great. Just
so
pride running around.
The Powerwheels, right? So that thing is in a gigantic box.
Yeah, they're huge.
Yeah. So I had to bring that home. And then, of course, kid sees everything, wants what's not assembled to be assembled. Can we put this together? No, it is way past your bedtime. You got to go to bed. We can't do this. What am I seeing here? What is this, Casey? We used to do family bike rides, and I was strapped in the seat behind my dad. Right. I didn't have that. Like, I didn't do it. But I remember seeing parents in my neighborhood that had that stiff white seat that had no give, no support,
molded plastic,
and essentially like a Velcro seat belt for the kid in the back as they're going around riding. It's like, oh, it's just easier this way. Look, my grandmother, when she was living down in Florida, in the neighborhood she lived in was it's one of those. You had to be a certain age and up.
Yeah, 55 and up.
Something like that, right? Communities. Well, I know they have 55 and up now, but this was like you had to be retired. There was all these other stipulations. They all looked ancient as hell. They all looked like the same people down there because they were all from New York or Boston that just fled their lives as they knew it and moved to the West Palm Beach area. Every old lady in her neighborhood had these 3-wheeled bikes with a giant ass seat, and then a basket was on the back.
Basket on the back, yeah.
And I loved that thing because if you could hit the curb at the right way, like the drive
up on 3 wheels.
I learned this later in life that not everybody has a driveway with a curb right there. Sometimes you just have a driveway that goes into the road. Sometimes you don't even have a paved driveway. Right. But if you had a paved driveway in suburbia and then you had the curbs that would round up on the sides. Mm-hmm. If you went and hit it the right way, you could get that third wheel up and do the 3-wheel motion. And now you're riding on 2 wheels with this giant fucking cage bike. I don't know why that was so fun as a kid, but now that I'm thinking about it now,
big wheels. We used to just try to hit that plastic brake and try to slide around
all the time
and stuff. And
I had I had 2 of those growing up. I had the Dukes of Hazzards one, and my mom loved this show at the time called Chips.
Oh, I love Chips.
Yeah. With Erik Estrada and what is his name?
Larry Wilcox.
Larry Wilcox.
Yeah.
And I had the Chips one. So the Chips one was silver and blue. Yeah. With all the cop stickers, and it had the blue handle. The Dukes of Hazzard had the yellow handle. But you're right. You'd be sitting there, you'd race as far as you can down the street, and then pull the handle on that back wheel and try to skid it around.
Yeah. Wearing out the tires.
Good times.
Real quick, Powerwheels, 1984.
Okay.
Yeah, so a little bit before the mid-year point, but yeah, they were
all right, then I wasn't aware of them until somewhere between like 7 and 10.
Yeah.
And I guess at that point,
I remember always wanting that Bigfoot one.
my parents were not. Yeah, I did too. My parents were not going to go for
I never
that
got one.
at that point. Yeah, I never had it too.
Well, and that's why at my age now, like I'm getting my kids all the things that I know I never could have had. So both of my kids had Powerwheels, just like yours.
Right.
So it was like one had a little VW Bug we were talking about, and then my son had one that looked like Lightning McQueen from Cars.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So like they trust me, like anything that they wanted.
Look at the chat there. Everybody, go Powerwheels. Yeah, everybody. It was fantastic. You all wanted this.
Oh yeah.
And then, because, the 80s led into the 90s, and then you had to include girls in everything. Then you got the pink ones, which was like the Barbie vet. My buddy had kid's sister. You saw where it was going.
Oh, my buddy.
So yeah, I didn't get one of these things. But that box I had to put together the next day, and I'm like, all right, this car, there can't be that much to put together. It's the electronics and the wheels and everything. It's got to be pretty much done. I'm thinking I got to put something on top and then sticker decals. It can't be that much. I opened up the box and there was a lot more.
There's a lot of
to
parts.
that thing than I realized it was. And sometimes the plastic warps in shipping. So you gotta,
so you're shoving stuff into place.
you're bending it, and it's like, this is not bending. So now I'm thinking, physics class, and I go, all right, I gotta try to create a Bunsen burner, and I'm trying to melt this thing a little bit so that I can remold the plastic. Sitting there just constantly with like the barbecue lighter, just trying to get some of these pieces. You're
in there with like a hair dryer on high. You're just trying to like
I didn't
just
even
get enough.
think of that.
Yeah, always a hair dryer. It's the one that was my go-to when I'm bending plastic.
Well, yeah, I put it all together, and so this was the final product of this. This is an SUV.
You know what? She's gonna get pulled over with that front windshield all decaled up like that.
I know, right? So, yeah, there you go. There's the side. So this Disney Princess SUV thing I put together. She followed me every step of the way as I'm trying to build this thing. Is it done yet? And I'm sitting there. There's no seats. There's no wheels on this thing. Well, how do you think this is done? And I'm not talking to her like a kid. I'm kind of yelling at her as an adult. I'm like, how would you drive this? And at one point, she's like, is it done? She kept doing that. I go, okay, it's done. Does it look like it's done? Then it's not done. Then why did you say it was done? Why do you keep asking me when you know the answer that it's not done? I said, go ahead, sit in there. And she's like, where do I sit? I go, exactly. The seat's over there. I haven't built the seats yet for this thing.
You're like, there you go. See?
Right. So I put it all together. The battery's charged. The wiring is all through it. It's a 12-volt battery.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, I don't know how powerful this thing is. I go and look on the inside. There's a gear shift in there.
Yeah, low and high.
No, there's reverse, low, and high.
There it is, yeah.
And I'll put it on low. Kid gets in, and I've seeing that kids don't know how to.
It's rough.
There's one or two things that they don't know how to do. Either they don't know how to ride the pedal to make it work, or they don't know how to turn.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Can't do both. Like their feet and their hands don't move congruently.
She figured out the turning pretty simple. Like it took her a little while, but she figured it out. So she realized if she's going towards something, she needs to move it into a different direction. Right. So now we're out in the, I took her to the park with this thing. And she's driving through the park with all this stuff. And I'm telling her, turn left, turn right. And she's getting the notion of it. What she does is she drives like my grandfather used to drive, where it's constantly one foot's on the pedal, one foot's on the brake.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, go. It's like, it's not turning. You got to increase your speed. Just keep your foot on the pedal and let it go. And then a lot of sudden jolts of stopping because she'd let go of the pedal and then turn and look at me. And I'm yelling, stop looking at me, hit the pedal, finish the turn.
I think it's like all kids are the same. My kids did the exact same thing. Their feet weren't working the same as their hands. They can't turn. They would hit the thing. They can't hit the brake. Yeah, it's so funny.
So
exact same stuff.
I was out there for, I think, over an hour, just standing there watching this kid trying to do donuts in the middle of a park, and then driving back towards me, and then stop, and I go, "You want to get out?" No. Then why are you here? I don't know. And then hits the pedal and drives away again. And so this was like, I'm laughing, but I was like, all right, this could be my summer. I'll just sit there. I'll bring a chair. I'll be one of those parents that brings the collapsible chair. Well, what's that meme of Jason Momoa where he's walking
where he
over?
just flips the chair
He's
out
got
real
that
quick.
umbrella chair thing.
Yeah.
I'll be that guy. I'll sit there with a drink in my phone, watching the kid just, tearing around the playground, the park, whatever it is, going nuts.
That's so funny. I was gonna say, take one of your the pink one, the cars out of the thing here. I got something I want to show.
Okay. While we're doing that, Sheriff Brackett is in the chat here, and if you're all in the chat, hello, welcome to the show. Whoever assembled the gifts, whoever allowed the assembly of the gifts is crazy, knowing you have to get all those gifts back home.
Oh yeah, 100%.
They're not thinking that.
No,
these are older
you gotta
people.
present them to the children.
That's what it is. It's more of the presentation so that the kid sees it, gets excited, and in a way, that's more of gratification for them.
Oh, 100%.
Because if you hand a box, then they're opening up, ripping off the wrapping paper, and they see a box. They don't know what the images are on there unless they really know it, like Bluey or Mario or Elmo, something like that they would recognize. Mm-hmm. They look at something and go, "What is this? I have no idea what this is." And then you don't get everybody wants that, "Oh my God, it's Christmas morning" moment when they give a gift to somebody. So some of the other outdoor sets I didn't even talk about, but we'll talk. One is. It's fascinating and ridiculous at the same time. It's an outdoor grill.
Oh, I love it.
And I'm looking at that. I go, if this was real, this is better than what we have, because it had multiple tiers. It's got the little burner
Does
thing
it make
on
the noise.
The what?
Does it make the noise like the sizzly noises? Because I had one that made the sizzle noises.
I don't know. I should go take a look and see.
Yeah.
But yeah, the whole thing out there, so that because I'm out there grilling and I'm going to do try smoking stuff this summer. Yeah. So I'm going to have that whole setup, and then this will be so the kid can think that they're out there cooking as well.
Being a part of things.
Yeah. That's another side note. When you have family members saying, you're outside all the time. Why are you always outside? What's taking so long? Cooking doesn't go
upset
fast.
That it takes too long.
Well, you're always sitting outside. Yeah. Well, you're just sitting out there on your phone. Why don't you come in and talk? Because I'm sitting by the grill with timers to flip certain things over. Because when you got a grill going, look, the lobster tails or seafood's got to cook at a different time than chicken, then the sausage, then the steak. They all have different times because they all have different internal temperatures. You sit out there and you get... Mind your business. Do you want to eat tonight? Leave me alone.
So funny.
Oh, Giddles is here. Hey, buddy.
Giddles.
You should get the smoker I got. It's super easy to use, and it's great. Please
post it in the chat. I'm looking at maybe getting something like that.
Send us the information offline, and we'll take a look at it. I know some people that have the egg, the green egg, but that thing's expensive.
Yeah,
that's like $1,400 or something.
Depends. Some of the different sizes. It depends on what you're wanting to get.
My neighbor has a smoker that's more like a closet. It's like you open it up and it's
square.
different. Yeah, there's some tiers where you can either hang certain things or you can put them on shelves almost. And then at the bottom is the thing for the wood chips.
Wood chips
and all of that. So yeah, I got to do more. That's not something that you just go and buy at a Home Depot. Like, oh, there's a smoker. I'll take that one. You got to really invest some time and some research into it.
It depends on the level of like work you're trying to put into it, because I was even looking into like electric smokers, and then people were talking me out of that. They're like, yeah, some of the units don't work that well. You don't get that smoke ring like you would normally. It's easier to maintain, but there's just a lot. I mean, I want to get something that gives me what I want to eat, and really it's user friendly, because I'm lazy. I'm really lazy when it comes to all that.
So I'll take it and that information. And plus I follow so many videos online. I mean, not videos, creators, food accounts online, where these guys are they're grilling up amazing things. One guy has this medieval looking contraption where he has chicken laid out all over this thing, and then he has a thing that it lowers a crank. Like the crank is lowering the things down into, he calls it, we're going to baptize the chicken. And it's just this giant thing of fried chicken laying down into a vat of oil cooking. He does he cooks. He's somewhere down south because he's cooking alligator. He cooks snake. He cooks all this stuff. But it's amazing to watch how he does it. There's other guys that are cooking these giant cow legs that are anywhere from 70 to 90 pounds, and they score it. They're injecting it. They're smoking it. It takes over a day to smoke and then grill it and do all of these things. And Gittles is saying, I've seen that guy want a chicken. Yeah, it's some medieval looking contraption on wheels that he has in his backyard, and he just shows you how he preps everything, and then it's all laid out, and it looks like here's the execution. You're lowering the people down into the oil. A lot of these barbecue guys, it's a lot of these cool guys that do this stuff, and he goes, we're making this today, we're making that today. It's like, you ever thought about turning ham into burnt ends? I'm like, I am now. Let's see how you do this. You had posted something about the hot dog burnt ends the other day.
Yeah, I've seen that happen, and people, it looks.
I'm gonna try that too.
I want to do hot dog burnt ends.
I'll put time into researching the smokers and what have you.
Anyway, before we move on, I found this. This was the OG. This is the
yes, that was the OG one.
I was like, oh, but
you know what I always kind of wanted? There was, I think the toy company was named Tyco, and it was during the mid 80s when monster trucks were a big craze, because you had Bigfoot, and then they had a cartoon on Saturday mornings about Bigfoot. And then Gravedigger became the other famous monster truck, right? But I think it was Tyco had this toy where they were making monster trucks. They weren't part of that brand for Bigfoot or whatever,
right?
But you could flip a switch and these tiger paws would come out of the wheels.
Car.
Yeah, and then it's showing you how it climbs up the mountain and stuff where you can't normally drive, but the claws would come out and it would just kind of...
Oh, you can't get your car over this rock.
Yeah.
And then it just comes out. Yes.
Yeah. So I always wanted one of those. If I ever was able to get a Power Wheel back then, if they made one like that where you could just flip a switch and then the tiger claws come out.
Yeah, it was called the Claw. It was back in the 90s.
No. This was 80s, mid 80s. I'm talking full page Sears catalog for Christmas time.
1984.
Yeah.
Is the other version of it. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the one I'm thinking of.
Right now.
That's the one I want.
Yep. The claw machine. It was these yellow claws, and it was 3 of them per wheel. And it was just yep, I'm going to claw over. Yeah. The animal. That's what it was. Power machines.
During the pandemic, I was debating on buying. Remember we found that company? I don't know if you were on the show yet.
I remember the conversation. I know
exactly of the adult Big Wheel.
Yep.
I still have that link saved. I think about it all the time. I'm like, is this the time I'm going to pull the trigger and get the adult Big Wheel?
Am I really going to do this? Yeah.
But I'm thinking, well, what if you get an adult Power Wheel? And they're like, well, that's an SUV or an actual monster truck. You can get that as an adult. But if they made a smaller version, smaller than your car, but it had the big wheels, and you could ride that on the beach or in a park or something, I might think about that. Between $1,000 to $2,000, you get an adult Power Wheel.
That would be fun.
It's my Power Wheel looks like the car from Back to the Future. Then you're just driving around.
You're roads. Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Work out a mechanism where it's dropping gasoline and a light on the back, so it's going behind the tires, looking like you're doing 88 miles an hour.
Why is your kid rummaging through the trash? It's Mr. Fusion.
Right.
I found the commercial for the animal.
I
remember that thing.
We don't need that.
No, I'm not going to do it.
All right, so let's move on from that. So I had that. Oh, and then I had to go somewhere in Central Jersey, and so while I was waiting for something, I had some time to kill. I was like, all right, I'm not driving all the way back home. I'll just go around the area and see what's what. I found a mall that was pretty close to this place. I was like, oh, okay, that seems cool. I haven't been to a mall in a while. I'll just walk around the mall.
Right.
As I pull in, I noticed that none of the grounds have been kept. There's 1 to 2 feet tall grass. There's so many potholes in the parking lot that has no cars. And how they usually have the loop around the mall. You come out of the parking lot and there's the one road that kind of does a racetrack thing around the mall to go in and out of different spots. That's not kept up. I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, is this mall closed? Is there nothing here? But on one side has like a Barnes and Noble that I see people going in. I go, okay, so maybe I don't know what's up. I'm going to go and take a look. So I pull into this one area. There's a Macy's there, what they call anchor stores. You know how on the ends
Big
of
box anchor.
Yeah, right. So I'm like, all right, there's a Macy's there. I know Macy's still exists because the other end is Sears, and I know that hasn't been around in a long time.
Right.
So I'll go in around the Macy's side. So I go through, I walk in. There's nothing in this mall. Macy's is there. As soon as you walk out of Macy's, there's an Abercrombie and Fitch store that nobody's in. And then maybe a couple of little boutique style stores that are just, it looks like somebody rented store space to have a yard sale. Like it's everything that was in their house, right?
Right.
And somebody in the chat there got it. That's exactly the mall that I stopped at. And I'm walking around, I'm like, there's nothing here. There's nothing here. And there's a second
the anime store or like the Chinese like massage place. Nothing's there. It's
so
dead.
There's nothing there. That one little end had Abercrombie, Macy's, and then nothing else. There was a place that was all decked out. The lights were off, but you could see that it was all painted purple and had some neon colors in there. It looks like it used to be an arcade. Right. But I'm looking through like the tinted glass and everything. I see an air hockey table in there and just boxes and stuff all over the floor. And I go, I wonder if I could get that. There's nothing here. I don't think anyone's going to have a problem if I stole something from this place because I can't make an offer. There's nobody there, but none of the stores are there either. There's just shit laying there. So I was like, can I go and see if I could get that air hockey table? Can't get in there. I'm walking around the mall. I see there's a second tier, right? Okay. And I see people up there. I'm like, all right, there's got to be stores up there. So I go, one escalator works, one doesn't. So you going up the one, the other one is frozen,
man.
Right?
Like I would have not done that.
What, going up to the second floor?
I would have been like, that's a homeless encampment. I don't need to be in this place.
I go up there. There's no stores on the second floor. None. But you can see from the decor on the outside what the stores used to be. Like, okay, that used to be a Spencer's. That I think was a Hot Topic.
You could see like the outline of where the sign was.
Right.
New.
Well, no, not even the outline. You don't see the outline where the letters are. It's not like they took the name off a strip mall and you go, that used to be a Subway or that used to be a Domino's or something.
Yeah.
No, you could just see the way the
store was laid out or the walls.
The sign design in the sense of where the lettering would be on top of it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like you could kind of just tell.
So they I'm looking around. I'm trying to guess what stores used to be in there because some of them just are. They have the chain wall down. They're dark. You can't see anything. It's just generic beige or white or whatever. I don't know what was in there. But then you're like, oh, this is kind of purple. I think this was like a Charlotte Russe, the girls' accessories.
The jewelry stores were.
Yeah, something like that, right? There's a candy store that had stuff in there but it was locked. I'm like, does this ever open or they just abandoned this? You know, there's stuff there. I'm going to show you a few. I went around and took some photos. Okay.
Again, very brave because what you're going to show is creepy.
Okay. So you haven't seen all of these photos yet,
I haven't.
Right?
No, I saw like one or two.
So when I walk in and I walk out of the Macy's area, first thing I see is this.
Okay.
There's nothing. Kiosks are not even full. None of the stores are full. And you see what I'm talking about here? Like that.
Yeah.
This store says VHS, and it just looks like somebody is using it for storage right now.
That's how long that store's been closed.
Right.
The last major like media that
I made sure to get that in there because it reminded me of VHS Village, formerly Beta Barn in the Simpsons, when they do that gag when it's formerly something that used to be something. Uh-huh. But you could see next to it, like right there, that color thing there. I walked around. I'm trying to figure out what the stores were based on the sign design or the interior of the vacant space. And then next to it, right there, I'm guessing that's either was like a Bath and Body Works or what's the clothing line that the girls have? It says pink on their ass.
Oh,
Victoria's Secret. So I'm looking at there. I'm like, oh, that's either that or that. And then you look at all these stores. So I'm walking around, and then like here's from a different angle.
I'm really surprised they let you in. Like if
They had to. There was a store that opens up into the mall.
Oh wow.
You know, if they weren't letting you into the rest of the mall, the Macy's probably would have had that entrance
you put the little chain
closed, and you had to go through the parking lot. But this was all open. So I'm walking through. Now, I get upstairs. Do I have? I don't have all the photos loaded. Let me load the others real quick. Like I said, there's people upstairs that are walking around, and it's old people doing their laps.
Oh, they're in the tracksuits doing laps.
Yeah, doing that, or like they're There's like women pushing kids in strollers and stuff, doing their laps up there. You get towards the other end. So you see where I'm looking here?
Uh-huh.
All the way at the other end of this wing of the mall. This is where people were walking their dogs. People had their dogs. They're pissing on the carpet. Look, here, I took a photo. There's one of the guys. He's walking the dog.
Wow.
People are just coming in and walking the dog. None of them are cleaning it up.
Ew.
There's dog shit up there. You can see pee stains on the carpet. People are just bringing their dogs in like it's a dog walk and letting the animals just, go in the mall.
Ugh.
Mason K, good question. The people are the dogs. I don't know. I didn't get to witness that. I saw one dog do something, but you walk a little further and it's like walking around landmines because you're like, oh my God, there's shit everywhere. And you can see by how it's aged, how it smells. Fucking gross. So I get to the end of that wing of the mall. There's it used to be Sears. And it's got a giant vinyl sign that's covering the entire open mall entrance, right?
Right.
And it says, your business should be here. And it's got a big QR code. It's got the phone numbers of how you can, come in and rent something and do whatever. And I go, this is, no one's renting here. I pull the thing to the side and I go behind it. And I see, the chain link structure that they bring down from the ceiling to lock the entrance in there. And I'm looking in there and I go, this is creepy. I go, I wonder if it's locked. And I lean down because now I'm behind the big vinyl sign. I poke it and it's open.
Oh no.
So
this is how you die.
So guess who opens it up? I pull it up halfway.
The guy, the dog.
I pull it up halfway. Here's my thought. Even if there are security cameras, there's nobody there sitting there paying attention to security. Yeah. Right. Everybody's focused on that Macy's on the other end there. So it's half open. I open it up and I walk in. And immediately I thought I glitched into the back rooms. If you're familiar with that game.
Oh my God.
It is beige, white, yellowing even. I don't know if it's from paint or just age or countless years of cigarette smoke. I don't know. All I was waiting was for that hum from fluorescent lighting, and I knew I was going to die because I was in the back rooms. But look at this.
Oh, that's so creepy.
You can see me right there in the reflection in the mirror thing, and the mirror pole right there. Mm-hmm. I just opened it up, and I walked in, and there's nothing. And I was so debating. I saw the escalators there. I go, I wonder if I can go up the escalator. And then I stopped for a second. I go, oh my God, what if I went down the escalator? What's down there?
Oh,
homeless people or people squatting.
Meth addicts.
I'm going to die.
Yeah, 100%.
So here's another angle of about how far as I got in there. Now, here's what else freaked me out. You see off to the center to the right, those are windows from the other side of the store. Okay? So that's natural light coming in. If you look to the left by one of the mirrored poles, there's a room with a light on.
Yeah, I see that.
And I'm sitting there, I'm like, why is that room open and why is there a light on in there? I chickened out. I was thinking about it. I'm like,
did you go? Oh my God.
No, it's like when you see those, when you play like those creepy games or something, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a light turns on somewhere down the hallway. A room is like, why did that light go on? So I'm walking.
Weirder if like you went out, like
right?
You just it was on, and then you're like, oh my god, this is crazy, and then just shuts off.
Right.
Like, well, nope.
So I sat there and I went, oh my god, and I was thinking about what Sears Roebuck used to be. Where you could go in there. They used to have like their electronics section. Used to have like a full Nintendo setup back in the day where you could go and try some of the games. They had that weird demo system where you could play some of the games for like a minute before it turned off and went back to the menu screen. But also my memories of Sears was that the Sears catalog for Christmas time and like dad or grandpa going there because the Craftsman tools.
Yep, the tools.
And the car center. Well, so many people used to go there to get their cars looked at, tires, all of that stuff. Sears used to be like the place to be. And I wanted to explore more, but now I'm thinking I might go back. I think I might take another trip out there again and go back. And if that door is still open to the Sears, I might just go and risk the trespassing charge and just go, maybe live stream it, go up there and see what's there. And you just see some black string monster come at me, then you know what happened.
Yeah, I was going to say, you could watch Erik die in real time.
Right. Think of the view that we would get. Yeah, so I'm debating on going back there at some point.
I mean, it's interesting. Like it's a lot different when you used to go to that mall. Like this is probably not a mall you've been to, like, right? Like this is not your normal.
I've never been to this mall before. Gotcha. I just happened to be in the area and I said, I got, a couple hours to kill. Oh, there's a mall here. Cause first I was like, food court. I'll just go and get lunch. Cause you had to drive a little bit away in order to get near the highway where they have a lot of, the commercial parks to go, right? Like a Jersey Mike's or something like that. It's like, well, the mall's right there. I could probably just go and see what's in the food court. Not knowing that when I got to the food court and Comedy Tragedies in the chat there, our pal Dave, they have a food court that's called the food court because there is only one food. Yes. And that one food is a Popeyes with one guy working it.
Oh, man.
And I saw two other people online at that Popeyes. They bought their stuff and then they went and sat for a while because the one guy took their order and then had to go make whatever rest of the order that was. There was only one guy there. This is the food court.
Oh, wow.
Nothing there. Now, in the back, you can see an abandoned lids.
Right, yeah.
Right?
Like you can go get your hats.
But if you go to the right,
a Cinnabon right there. I can see
there's an abandoned Cinnabon, abandoned Carvel.
I'm sure there was probably like a pizza place, like a Sbarro's or some kind of pizza place in there. Right. There's always the Asian food place.
Dave's saying this is all closing when the leases are up.
Oof.
I did notice that some of the stores that were there said we join us at our new location, and some of them moved to Jersey Gardens, which was at least an hour from this location, and some were in random towns that I wasn't overly familiar with their layout. Right. So I'm like, it's not like when you have those signs like "Come join us at our new location" on the other end of the mall next to Dillard's,
right next to Hot Dog on a Stick.
Right next to right next to something that you would know. It's like, hey, we moved from this part of the mall to that part of the mall. Or like even if they left the mall and they're like, join us, we moved down the road next to formerly GameStop. We're in that spot that, businesses move that for better leases and deals and stuff. That I get. When they're telling you we moved an hour away, I really am not going to go and try to patronize your business there.
You're like, this area is terrible. We went to an entirely different county.
He's saying Sbarro's and Pan. Those are not there.
Yeah.
Dave, they're not there. The only thing that was open that existed was a Popeyes.
Yeah.
Everything else was closed and gone.
So there was like two malls in my area that we would go to, and one of them had like the van store and stuff like that. And I used to go to it in high school, like all the time. And then it started kind of going downhill. No one would go to it. Oddly enough, the big thing here in Arizona are these outdoor malls where, you get your box stores, but it's all open air. And,
right. Like an outlet mall kind of thing.
Yeah. But, it's just like a mall, but it's just outdoors, which is, it's outdoors in Arizona. Why would you do that? But whatever. The other, like couple months ago, I'd already known that they shut the mall down, but then there was a video someone posted, and I'll find the video and I'll share it with you, where it's like they're walking around that mall and it's giving the same vibe that you're showing me, where it's like they went into the area and all the stores were abandoned, all the back rooms were done, graffiti's on the wall. People were thinking like, I don't want to go back there because it's too dark. I think someone's back there sleeping. Like, and then they eventually, I think they tore it down just recently, like the last couple months. But it's weird when you used to go to that place and you used to like visit there and hang out there and go get your stupid hot dog on a stick and do all this stuff, and when it's gone it feels weird, like a piece of your childhood's gone. And it's just creepy that I'm surprised you went in and did as much as you were. Like, no one knows you were there. like
no, I mean,
no one had any
I saw
beat on,
people
like you were visiting.
Saw people,
but no one knew. Like, your family did not know that you were stuck in this abandoned mall.
Oh no. No,
no one would find you.
I will say this one: it was a bit eerie, and in some parts of the mall was a little scary. Looking at the Sears thing, I'm like, oh, I want to go up the escalator, and then I saw one go down. I go, wait, what's below? Like, I don't even remember a Sears having a basement level. What was down there?
I know some of the malls like would definitely have more than the like the one tier. So like you'd have your 3 tiers, and some of those big boxes had all 3 floors. So instead of like that bottom floor being a completely like a Dillard's or a Macy's, it was the 3rd level. So you got your home goods, you got your perfume section and women's, and then all that. But that's just crazy.
I enjoyed myself trying to remember what stores had what aesthetics, what designs. I'm looking at them like, what did this store? This looks familiar. What did it used to be? So I was supposed to go in, hit the food court, get something to eat, and then I was going to go explore the remaining area. I spent all my time there till I got my phone call that I had to go pick up the other thing. So I was just like, all right, I'll just kill all my time walking around this abandoned mall. It was so much fun. Here's something I found. Now, this made me laugh because of what follows this. One, Oriental Health and Wellness.
There's your massage place.
Right?
I knew it. They always have one.
So I'm thinking, I saw one that it says Oriental. It's not on the up and up.
It's a bunch of white people.
It's got the front. No, it's got the storefront look, but that once you get back into one of those areas, there's the order off the hidden menu, as you could call it. So I see this place and I go, oh, where did they? Now I see the stuff on the windows. I'm like, oh, where did they move to? Like, where does this seedy spa place move to? Right,
back of a van.
They moved closer to another store on the bottom floor. This was on the 2nd story, on the bottom floor. So after I finished here, I walked around. I'm like, I want to see what it looks like there. They're not even there. Like, the signs are telling you they moved to a place that they're not even there anymore. Like, they must have just either ice got them or something and they left. But it's not there. I want to show you the sign that was on here. We are moved to downstairs. Next to Tea Lady Shop. Phone number,
point,
thanks. Right. I should have blurred the
like
phone.
They're yelling at
who cares?
you.
Yeah. But the whole thing where it goes, we are moved to downstairs. Now, I didn't take a photo of the second one, but you can see right here, back on this photo, there's 2 postings.
Right.
They wrote it twice the same way. And then below it is the photo of where it's supposed to be. In relation to the rest of the mall. It's showing you where it's located to. And I said, all right, I see that store. They're located there. I walked down to take a look. That store is closed. The signage is still up there, but that store is gone. Where they're supposed to be there is abandoned or just empty. They're not even there. So I found that funny. Just the fact that everyone says it's a stereotype, when you're doing foreign language stuff, but I'm reading it in the voice that, you really shouldn't do. But they're like, we all moved to downstairs. And I was laughing so hard at this. So
Western medicine, no good.
Right.
Yeah. And it's always, they're at every mall. And I'm not saying
I've never seen this kind of place.
Are you serious?
At the mall? No. What I've seen is usually they're an open air kind of like in a kiosk area where you sit on those chairs where you lean,
you put your face in
and your face down, like the ones they have at the airports.
Sure.
Those are the places I've seen. I've never seen a massage place at a mall.
Yeah, I've seen ones like these where it's the same, where you go and you can actually get like a table massage, or you can, pay your, I'm going to spend $20 for 20 minutes or 15 minutes and do the, face and chair thing. But it's usually just like a little Oriental guy just hanging out, just waiting to get people in. You want a massage? I'm like, no, I really don't. Not at all.
Right.
Like, this is not what I want right now.
No, but when I saw that, I laughed and I was like, this can't be on the up and up with the name Oriental on it, because that just doesn't fly anymore in any way. I mean, I'm surprised the Oriental Trading Company hasn't been forced to change their name. If you're not familiar with them, they're the one that makes all those plastic tchotchkes that your kid gets in a grab bag coming back from a party. Or if you're playing at like Dave and Buster's, that top tier because you have 25 tickets. Oh, a spider ring, something that makes a whistle sound. That's all from the
Right.
Oriental Trading Company.
But only 2 of us have special rings. Woo!
So that
they're
was
getting
my
3
trip.
Stars, 3 stars on Yelp.
Really?
Oriental Health and Wellness Magic Chinese back rub.
Of course it
That's
was.
Literally.
Of course it was.
3
You don't think that it's all them, that they bought those, or they
Right.
did it themselves under different names?
Ugh.
So
I got a massage here today. I never knew about this place, and I lived here for ages. But I guess it's new.
I lived here for ages. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. You hear the music? Ancient Chinese secret. None. What was the thing from? Remember, it was a 70s or 80s commercial.
It was a detergent.
Yeah, and when they'd tap the box, Ancient Chinese secret.
Yeah, it was detergent.
Maybe we need to do a part 2 of inappropriate ads. Because if you haven't seen the first one that we did, it's up on our YouTube channel, called Inappropriate Foods. And it was about the ad campaigns back in the day they used to promote these foods, which are, by today's standards, nowhere acceptable or allowable to broadcast anywhere. Yeah, we'll have to go check that out. Also, sorry,
It was
go ahead.
Calgon. It was Calgon.
Is that what it was?
Like the old Calgon Take Me Away, but apparently they had a water softener. So this is before the newest version of Calgon. And yeah, they were like Ancient Chinese secret, huh?
Because I remember they spoofed it on Wayne's World.
Wayne's World,
The movie, yeah. We were talking about videos and stuff that we had in the catalog. One of our videos started blowing up for some reason, and I didn't really understand why. But a lot of views. We're getting it's constantly getting alerts that there's comments on this thing. A lot of people really don't like Katy Perry.
Yeah, I mean, usually like when we do these things, we'll kind of get a mix. Some people come to the defense of whoever we're talking about. Some people agree with our opinion. This is literally, I think everybody commenting is very against Katy Perry.
Oh yeah, they all think she's batshit crazy. But if you go on our channel there, the video is called Katy Perry's Insane Tour. It's up there. All we did was compile some of the best videos that we could find,
Right.
taken by people in the crowd in Mexico and in South America for this tour. And then we found a really good clip of when she did her residency at I forget what hotel in Las Vegas, with the fucking toilet and the piece of poo singing, and she's just out of her mind.
Hanky.
But yeah, if you want to go check that out there, it's on our YouTube channel. Bring it up again. Katy Perry's Insane Tour.
Now, she's aware of everyone giving her crap. Like at one of the other shows, and I'll have to find the clip and we can maybe follow up, where she does a really terrible dance and she goes, a lot of people out there are saying, I don't know how to dance. And then she immediately did a bad dance and then like stuck her ass out. I'm like, if you want to prove people are wrong about your dancing ability, don't lean into the bad dancing. Do a better dance.
I wanted to bring that to the show, but then I was thinking, I'm like, is she purposely doing that to mock?
She's trolling, yeah. She's for sure trolling.
Because then they're like, oh, if you're she's doing this bad dance to try to take the heat off the legit bad dancing that she was doing.
It almost felt like, remember when I think Ashley Simpson was caught doing the lip syncing bit,
and then she did the fucking,
and then she started doing like the hoedown,
hop.
It felt like the same vibe. Like you just got caught, you don't know what to do, so you.
And she walked off the stage, and then the SNL directors are like, "I guess go to break. She's not performing."
Yes, we gotta go to.
And then at the end, she's like, "Oh, sorry, there was a little accident. It happens." It's like, no, it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen when your voice lip syncing everything.
Right.
You saw what happened to Milli Vanilli. Nobody's learned. their lessons from the infamous Milli Vanilli thing. Let's stay with some of the Asian stuff for a little bit. I have some Asian stuff I want to show you. Asian, because
he sounded Asian.
Where is I have this. Oh, here we go. So I found a clip. Our pal Dave sent it over, and I went and found a better copy of it so we could play it here. So apparently, this is from the 1980s. It was a kids' quiz show in New Zealand. And check out the answer structure for how this went down.
When we refer to someone as yellow, we can...
Whoop, hold on a second. Try it again.
When we refer to someone as yellow, we consider them to be what?
Chinese?
Not Chinese. Over to Jerry and Murray. Now. Yes, Jerry.
Cowardly.
Cowardly is correct.
Oh, that poor gentleman.
The Chinese kid got the answer right when the word Chinese was the wrong answer.
And she's like nodding toward him. Huh?
No, but I like her when he tells her no, and she's just like, huh?
Really?
Yeah, really?
When we refer to someone as yellow, we consider them to be what?
Chinese?
Not Chinese. Over to Jerry and Murray. Now. Yes, Jerry.
Cowardly.
And look, they've got like the Chinese star symbol on their thing, so that I guess you can point it out if you couldn't tell.
Cowardly is correct.
And then cutting right to the Chinese kid.
I do think it's just like cut him a little too deep on that one. He's like, that bitch.
Or he doesn't know. It was New Zealand. They may not have been aware that this was inappropriate. So I show you that, and then we'll finish up our Asian block here with weird Asian kid doing something weird because he's on the internet. All right, for the radio people, he's got a bottle of Corona. He's hammering a nail into the bottle cap that's still fastened to the bottle.
Right.
Okay. All right, come on. Clever swine. Of course he has that haircut. Stating the obvious. So yeah, he's singing and he's hammering a nail into the top of a sealed Corona bottle. Taking the nail out. Shaking it up.
Oh, that probably just blew out everyone's ears, but that's hilarious.
He puts his finger over the hole, shakes it up violently, and then just wide eyes screams and shoves the thing to his mouth as it's exploding out his nose, his mouth.
Oh.
Got to do it one more time, right?
I was going to say, you might want to drop the volume when it goes through.
Like, there's no need for this.
That's so funny.
But I'm so glad it exists.
It reminds me, so you put me onto this guy, and I run across him every now and then. I laugh. The guy that stacks all the Oreos,
Right.
that guy's hilarious. And then the other guy,
Yeah, that guy. He has more. He was teaching a class of kids how to count Oreos.
nice.
Make a note for that. We'll bring that next week of the guy counting the Oreos in front of the class.
And then there was the other guy, and it might even be the same guy. I don't remember. Where he's pretending to be the pressured the thing that squishes everything. So he's like squishing like ham on his chin, or like he's doing all that stuff. That guy is great. And then there's one more guy that I like that always like clamps like something to his like nipples or something, and then he pulls like sheets off of things and makes everything still bounce like he's doing the magic trick. where it's like he keep the stuff on the table by pulling it off, but he's
Right.
like finds interesting ways to do it. Or he's like completely nude and it pulls everything away and he's like got food on him or something. That guy's hilarious too.
And you want to keep with famous internet Asian people. Remember our old friend Lee Ravely?
Yes.
I wake up to the sound of music. Mother Mary come to me, speaking word of wisdom. Ready be. Ready.
You remember her, right?
I love her.
She also had a song that blew her up big time on TikTok and other socials.
I want to sorry for a 구름제가 선배 맘에 텅텅 호로 탕탕탕 홀로로로 탕탕 홀로 남의 단짠 흐하 탕탕 호로 탕탕탕 홀로로로 탕탕 홀로 남의 단짠
Every time. That's a ringtone.
Yeah.
Ooh-ha.
So we're going to have an update on her because she went to his face is disturbing. Got to take him off there.
I was like wondering how long you were going to keep it there.
Yeah. So she went and like she's really big on social media, more so over in Asia, China, what have you. She got a music deal.
Lee Ravely?
And she has an official song that just came out.
No.
And she's doing her own music video. Instead of going and having an official music video done, she's having several of them done while she just does what she does in weird places around her area of China.
That's amazing.
So next week, I'm going to put that down there. Bring me Ravely. We'll play her video and her song. And I think it's going to be a big hit. Big hit in a big way. All right. What else do I have for you? Since we talked about Katy Perry. Remember last week we reported that the two OnlyFans women who had that fuck fest where they banged like 1,000 guys in 24 hours?
Yes.
Well, one of them is named Bonnie Blue, and she nutted the money. She showed up at a party in LA. I forgot what the event was, and the promoters of the party, some corporation, whatever, freaked the fuck out when they found out she was there and had her escorted out. But meanwhile, she had taken videos and photos, and apparently she was invited. She didn't crash the party. She didn't show up with somebody. She was on the list to be invited. And this became a deal of like, who the fuck put her on the list to have her at this party?
Right.
Well, she was there. People were coming up to her and taking photos and stuff like she's a respectable celebrity, or not that any celebrity is respectable, but a celebrity.
Right.
Then after that, we found out that she was planning to try to fund a trip on Blue Origin to shoot the first porno in space. I don't know if Bezos is going to go for that, but
I don't think so.
That story came out that she was trying to get that. It's in the works, as she put it. Well, that isn't enough, because now it was revealed she made so much money doing these giant marathon stuff. God damn it, get old zero G spot.
Write it down.
I'm writing it down.
Write it down.
She made so much money that she went to Ferrari and had them make a custom one-of-one Ferrari just for her.
Wow.
And they did. Look at this.
You ready to see your one-of-one custom 458 Liberty Walk?
I'm ready.
Sheesh.
Fully customized in blue wrap, carbon everywhere, wide body kit. You know, one of my favorite things. Yeah, congratulations, Bonnie,
Thank you.
to your new 458 Liberty Walk. Whole car's obviously been wrapped in blue as you requested. The brake calipers have also been changed to blue. You can see the engine covers, which were red before, have now been painted in blue. And you've got obviously the full wide
When
body
I asked for the
kit.
brake lights to be changed.
Look at her. Look at the license plate. Did you see it?
Yeah.
So I guess you can't have porn as your license plate. So it's spelled P4ORN.
When I asked for the brake lights to be changed.
That's impossible. I mean,
No, I know. I forgot there was brake lights.
Fully customized interior, so all the seats have been done to blue seat belts, blue dashboard, blue on the steering wheel as well.
Vinyl seats are easily wiped.
Yeah.
That looks really cool.
Yeah. Pop a black light in there and see,
No,
see how
thank you.
terrible that's going to look in a week.
Where it says Bonnie Blue on the headrest.
Look at that. Name engraved with her signature. What? That's got to be what? How much do you think this car cost?
I couldn't even imagine. I mean, probably
I'm saying
hundreds of thousands.
I'm thinking 500,000 to 700,000.
You're probably close.
Oh, that actually looks really good. Can you see it?
All right. Well, that just annoyed me to no end.
$500,000
$500,000 for a Ferrari.
for a Ferrari.
So customizing it the way she did, at least another 100,000 on top. Everything blue, everything leather. Her signature engraved into the leather on the seat.
No, I mean that's the cost of her with all the upgrades.
Oh, that's the total amount for hers.
The total cost $500,000.
All right, that's less expensive than I thought, but
half $500,000 for a car.
It's ridiculous.
That's just nuts.
So dumb. I mean, look, more good on her. She's able to do it. There's worse things you could spend your money on, but if you looked into that amount of money doing what you do, you don't have a long shelf life on your career doing what she does, or at least doing it at a profitable level.
Right.
If you're spending that much money for that kind of custom Ferrari, and she's probably still living in some shit condo with no secure parking, you know that thing's going to get stolen and vandalized soon.
Right.
Wouldn't you buy a house, like a really nice house, pay it all off?
I mean, maybe she does.
Look, what, she's England, so where do they usually go? They go down to that southern,
it's probably some stupid name like
southern part of
Berkshire
France
on the
that they all
Thames.
go to.
I don't know. Oh,
you know, where it's always weird.
Monaco and Cannes and all that stuff.
It's that area where the paparazzis go and they catch people on yachts, where they rent yachts.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, there's Beyonce and Jay-Z. Oh, there's Selena Gomez and her boyfriend. And then you know, it's that area of South France that they all go to. I can't think of the name of the fucking place. But anyway, go somewhere like that. Or that area in Italy that they used to show on a lot of TV shows. Yeah, the Riviera, maybe the Riviera. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think that's a different part of France. But go to that place in Italy where they show you, you know, everybody's got the wooden boats, those really nice, expensive wooden boats that they use as almost like gondolas in a way. Not Venice, but to travel from the islands to the mainland. It's those wooden boats that have seat 2 to 4 people.
Right.
Go there. Don't spend your money on what if she just drives it off the lot and somebody fucking rear ends her?
Just crashes. I mean, it's something she's used to.
But she's getting paid $500,000, not paying $500,000 to be rear-ended.
That's true.
How the turntables. Yeah, where is that one? Now I want to hear it. Oh, there it is. Stupid thing wasn't on.
It's never
Well, well, well. How the turntables.
There you go. Moving on. I have a bunch of other stuff to show you here. We did the Asian segment. We did. We could do.
Do we have the football stuff?
We have the football stuff, but that I want to ride the rest of segment 1 out with the football stuff because that's going to take. Oh, I know what I can show you. So we stumbled onto something last week. Remember when I told you about Jack Black's Lava Chicken?
Oh,
showing up in the top 100 over in Europe,
right?
Because it was actually getting not just stream play but radio play and all of that. And it was historical because it was the shortest song ever to reach the top 100 of the charts. And then we went and found remixes If you remember last time, we played the remixes of Gangsta's Paradise and Rob Zombie.
Yeah.
All remixed to Lava Chicken. Well, I found some more.
Oh, no.
And in some ways, it's great. And in a lot of ways, it's not. I will say this. People, you're not fucking DJs on social media. Stop remixing songs and stuff or clips or whatever to dance remixes, EDM remixes, trap house remixes. They're all terrible. It's like, look what I put together. It's like, this is slow as shit and it's distorted. It sounds awful. And if anyone does anything good, you put that in the search, everyone steals their shit and rips it off and puts it on their channel. Mm-hmm. And they say, I made this remix. It's like, that you did not make the remix. I know who made the remix for the Gangsta's Paradise Lava Chicken thing. And we played that guy's video. All these other people, it's like, I heard this song and I immediately knew that it was this. And they put it up there. It's like, you all steal everyone's shit. That's all they do. And they make terrible dance remixes of everything. Right. Stop doing that. Now, I found some proper remixes. Now, they could be to taste. You could like them. You could not like them. But believe me, these are the better out of all the other shit I found. So, we are going to start with a new Lava Chicken remix to Lady Gaga.
I'm Steve. You ever wonder what happens when you mix hot lava and chicken?
See? Overproduced.
That is coming in really, really loud, and
that's low. That's how the clip was.
That's a bad mix.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's.
But that one's going all over the place, and they're like, "Oh, poker face, lava chicken," and you're like, they're all terrible. And that was the better sounding of all the other clips that I found, where they're so much lower and it's still distorted. Okay.
I gotta say, it's my least favorite so far, though.
Correct. You would be right with that. But this one might bring you back.
I'm in.
Not bad, right? Short to the point, right at the hook. No build up. It's where it needed to be. Right?
That's a good one. I like that song too. So it works out.
So I'm going to give you the third and final one that we have.
All right.
Because of course, you can't do mashups and remixes without turning it into Metallica.
Oh, that's disturbing. Now, was his face already James Hetfield at the beginning, or did it morph into it? Because I didn't notice it at first.
No, it was there at the beginning. You can watch it again if you like.
I missed that his face was James Hetfield until they panned to the other people, and I was like, oh no, they put their faces on. And then when you went back to Jack Black, it was him. I'm like, wait, was that there the whole time? I missed it. Oh yeah, I did not notice that at all.
Yeah. And all the other people are Metallica.
Oh no, here, pause it. The first kid that they showed was Dave Mustaine, who was in the band, who does Megadeth.
Yeah. Well, he was at one point. Yeah.
He was, yeah, and they kicked him out of the band.
Wait,
that is hilarious that they put him in there.
Because why not?
Oh, that's really good.
Let's see. Yeah, there's Mustaine.
Yeah, that's Dave Mustaine. Trujillo.
There's Lars. So
funny.
As we go, I don't know how long this bit goes, but as I find presentable remixes, we will bring them to the show and make a giant
you'll probably
supercut.
see it a lot more now that they've gone to streaming. So like you can rent the movie, buy the movie, whatever for digital streaming. So the second people get their hands on a good copy, they're going to start doing all this a lot more.
I am looking forward to this. This is what the internet should be doing more of.
Right. Dumb AI videos.
Agreed.
It's pretty good.
All right. So the rest of the stuff we can save for another time. Let's get to the surprisingly big story that I was not aware that was going to happen. But
I was not expecting it either.
So the NFL released today their official 2025 schedules for all the teams.
Right.
What I wasn't aware of is, one, they did that. You brought that to my attention.
Yep.
Two, what I wasn't aware of, the fact that this turned into like Super Bowl commercial level importance. That they were hiring agencies and doing all this high level creative stuff just to announce that their schedules.
It surprised me, even like, you're not much of a sports person, so you're not in that world. I'm obviously a Chiefs fan. I love hockey. I pay attention to this kind of stuff. I have never seen this level of creativity to announce the schedules. Like, this is just the schedules. Like, they post the schedules. They've been announcing, the Chiefs are going to be playing on Christmas. They're going to be, some of these people are going to be down in Brazil again. Some people are announcing that they're going to be overseas doing the German game. Like, they're spreading out and they're doing all their stuff. I have never seen what we're about to look at before.
Right.
It threw me completely off.
It is insane.
And they kept getting progressively better.
It depends which team.
Depends, yeah.
Because
creativity was there on site.
I will honestly say I took a look at what the New York teams were doing, and they are nowhere near the level of the rest of the league of some of the creativity that they put together to do all of this stuff.
That's right, Eric. They clearly fumbled the ball.
He's gone. Okay, it's just me. Out here flying solo. Oh, he's back. I forgot you have admin permissions. Damn it.
Too many buttons.
Where do you want to start with this? Which team?
Let's just kind of go in order. This is surprising. The first one.
Let's start with what we think the best one is.
Okay, so which one do you think the best one is? Because I think the best one is the one I sent to you earlier.
Yeah, that's the one I have right here. It's the Seattle Seahawks.
Seattle Seahawks, I think, have the best one of the lot.
Now, this one is twofold because, one, it's announcing their 2025 season, their schedule. But two, it's the 50th anniversary of this franchise.
Right.
So they've got that to celebrate as well. And they did so in a very creative manner. Let's take a look at this.
Star Spoon is back, and he's making noise.
We in Seattle, baby. Yes, sir. Shout out to the 12s. And y'all know how we do.
But he's under attack. It's the Minnesota Viking, the Tampa Bay Buccaneer, and the Arizona Cardinal. Is Spoon cooked? No. It's Hawks legend Steve Largent with Power Hands. For the 50th, we're bringing you an all-pro squad of action-packed legends like Tez Rex with Dino Power Tail Whip.
It's all 80s style.
Now that sketchy
toy commercials.
Littering on the field.
We don't do no littering over here, man. Put your trash in the garbage.
Go Hawks! Uh-oh, it's the Falcons, Saints, Panthers, Colts, Texans, Commanders, Steelers, and the mighty Tennessee Titans. But they're no
He's a raccoon.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
I'm waiting for Alabama man. He's big, he's strong, he's active.
Van. And who's riding along? It's Marshawn. Get off me, he says. Just a baby stiff arm. Oh, that's going to get him a fine. Fine money not included.
See, what they should have done, and the New York Giants, and then it's like a giant toy that just comes and steps on everything.
Right.
Can get some supercharged R&R with the feature-loaded.
Their vehicles look great.
The accessories are awesome.
And a fully functioning bathroom from the Kingdom, featuring powdered soap and smoothie bar with 17 different protein options. And Chad, the smoothie barista.
Hey, I'm Chad. How much protein are we looking to ingest today? No, my powders!
Oh no, it's the LA Lambs. Witherspoon jumps into action, and now he's turned his trash talk volume
LA
up
Lambs.
to 12.
That's Chad, boy. I know. Woo! That's the hurt, didn't it? I know what it is. Get up. Don't you ain't gonna get up? I understand though. I truly understand.
Go Hawks! It's the 49ers, spewing 90s nostalgia. Time for the Hyperock High Velocity Heavyweight Heroic Hunter Supercharged Supreme Sprinting Stealth Sentinel Battle Bot with functioning flamethrower.
This is fantastic.
So good.
Missile. And football football finale missile array.
I want some of the vehicles.
That'll send that worm back to San Jose. Go Hawks! All figures and playsets sold separately. Well, actually, they're not sold at all. This is all fake. Hope we didn't get your hopes up. Well, I mean, if enough people wanted them, it could maybe happen. Anyways, here's the schedule.
Anyway, here's the schedule. It just like throws it right at the end.
Now, I want to point something out, Katy Perry.
Fantastic.
This is how you announce a schedule and a set list and all that stuff. You don't have a fucking memo pad that's shaped like a butterfly and you hold it really small when you're in the darkness of space in a cabin that is not lit in front of a super grainy camera. It's like, oh yeah, and here's our schedule at the very end.
Oh yeah.
But see, they're optimistic. Unless enough people rally for this stuff, then maybe it can happen. I guarantee you at least one of those toys is going to be made.
You have to make at least like the Marshawn Lynch or something like that. And you could sell it in the gift shop at the games. You can make a lot of money off these things and people will buy it.
Yeah.
Like that was a fantastic commercial. Like that, I was laughing and I'm sitting there going, that is a level of creativity to announce a schedule that I don't think I've ever seen before.
I loved it.
And then
very
you saw some of the
nostalgic.
others and like, holy crap.
And
oh yeah, no, it hit all the
if I was looking for a team, that would probably, I'm like, I'm going to go with the toy team.
I'm going to go with that guy.
I'm going to go with that guy. Their colors are terrible, but
for sure.
Other than that, I was like, they're spot on with the way they're promoting this. All right, there's several other teams that we want to take a look at their videos. What do you want to do here?
Let's do the Broncos.
Broncos, it is.
Yeah.
The Denver Broncos.
What's wrong with the Denver Broncos?
You just don't know football, Marge. All right, for the radio audience.
It feels very Jackass the way they did the display.
They're in, what do they call it? It's not an
like
arena.
A rodeo ring.
Rodeo ring, thank you. For where you would see people doing trick riding, tackling bulls, and hog tying other animals that PETA would get super offended over. It starts off with this. These are sheep running around with little kids wearing helmets trying to tackle the sheep and then getting thrown all over the place.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's the Uniquely Broncos main event is about to begin. We've got 14 challengers stepping into the arena to test their skills.
They all have helmets of different teams.
Mutton-busting champion, we are
These kids are what, 10?
Probably, give
Yeah.
or take. They got all the teams' logos of who they're playing on their helmets.
Right.
It's a tomahawk flop. That is what you call a poker face plant.
Kids getting hurt throwing off animals is kind of hilarious.
Fly mutton flop.
Oh, mutton busting.
Holding on tight.
Oh, okay. Is that really a thing, or did Casey just make it up?
Casey is deep into the horse arena world, so I would trust that.
As the Brits like to say, that run was rubbish. Duval, more like Duval.
All right, so it's just a whole bunch of kids
falling,
representing different teams, just falling. And look, there's parents just sitting in the stands, not caring that their kids are falling over. This one's pretty clever.
I like it. I mean, I do like, kids falling. We always like the kids getting hurt videos and things like that. So, like, this is kind of one of those things.
And it ends with
I think it's funny.
The mascot for the Denver Broncos, who I didn't know had a mascot, bringing his kid out, and the kid is obviously tied to the sheep so he can't fall off.
Can't fall, yeah.
Right.
But yeah, then they throw their stuff on the end, and it's like, all right, these are creative. I still think the Seattle one is my favorite, but
agreed.
They're doing all these. But
where are we going next?
Since we were talking about lava chicken, let's go to the Chargers, the LA Chargers, not the San Diego Chargers anymore, but LA Chargers. They have done a video game inspired video.
Okay. Good tease. Good build up.
I try.
Oh, they're doing Minecraft.
They're doing Minecraft. Nice soothing music.
All the football players are Minecraft. Is that the catchphrase for the team? Bolt up?
Maybe. You got the NFL music.
They're crafting something.
Chiefs crafting all the different houses of the teams.
Look, It's very well done. They've obviously spent a lot of money on this. You think they paid the game developers to make this?
Mojang? I don't know. I doubt that.
Or they're just found somebody who could do this and mimic it.
The Giants got all cobwebs in their houses. Is that the Jets?
Yeah.
So funny.
I'm guessing this is all typical gameplay for Minecraft.
Yeah, it's like the Nether Realm or something like that.
the SS Dan Marina.
Mike McDaniel.
Thanks, Mike.
Absolutely, thank you. Go get him, Mike. Hustle in there.
They're all swim. Yeah, I don't get half this stuff, but it looks great.
Yeah, like the creativity is there.
Yeah. Skim through some of this. Oh my god, this video is super long.
Yeah, some of them got really long. Like there's ones. Yeah, look at that. It's like a little tease of their stuff.
Game credits, like they beat the game, and it's just showing each
it's
week.
Just the schedule.
Yeah.
Oh, see, at the end they said thanks to the Minecraft community. I think they had people actually build this for them.
So they had
people really go
play
into
the
Minecraft
game
and build this. That's
clever. That's a good way to outsource this.
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I don't know any of these gamer tags, but I'm sure they're all prominently known in the Minecraft world. But yeah, good on them.
It's really cool. I like that. There was one for the cults that they put out. Now, I don't know if it's available anymore, but they had to take it down.
Okay.
And we don't have footage of it. That's why I'm going to bring it before we go on to the next one. Where they had, it was kind of video gamey. It looked like the Crossy Road game where the little chicken's trying to get across the road. Well, they had a dolphin swimming, and it looked like Tyreek Hill.
Okay.
And then a police boat pulls up and tries to pull him over. And they had to pull it down because during the season last year, he got pulled over before going into a game.
Right.
And it was a huge ordeal. And they said it was profiling and stuff like that. So for them to make that video, put it out, and then have to pull it was insane. Like, I couldn't believe they even did that.
Tyreek Hill?
Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill? Yeah. Okay, I'm seeing if I'm looking online here. Yeah, they did a Minecraft one too.
I think it's video. I think it looks more like the Crossy Road one. Very blocky, kind of Minecraft-ish.
Because here's the thing: a lot of fans made schedule videos as well, so you can't unless it's on their official channel. You don't know what is what.
Right? Yeah, and that's the hard part. I could try to see if I could find that video if you want to go into one of the next ones.
All right, yeah. See if you can find it. Send me the link so we can bring it up from there. Let's go with your team then. Let's go with the Kansas City Chiefs and see what they put up here.
Hey, come on in. Where you going?
Errol here.
Oh, they're doing Cash Cab with Ben Bailey.
I love Ben Bailey. That's pretty cool.
Get it? Chiefs Cab.
Guys, I'm going to ask you questions about the Chiefs 2025 schedule. If you get 3 answers wrong, you will be punted from this cab.
This should have been what New York did.
Get all the way to your destination.
Yeah, this should have been
a pair of free tickets to a Chiefs game.
The Giants did like a fake reality show thing. It looked terrible. I didn't even bring it.
Bolting to Brazil to open the season against this West Coast rival.
Oh, okay, wait, okay.
Your first game for your team this year is in Brazil?
Trent Green. Yeah, we're going to be in Sao Paulo.
Wow.
It's at the Chargers.
Yes!
That's pretty cool.
Here we go. This
Trent Green in the back, famous quarterback.
So they're really expanding past London.
Yeah, they did a Brazil game last year. I forget. I think it was the Eagles and somebody else. And then I remember they made such a big deal about it because they told people you couldn't wear green because there was like a famous gang down in Brazil that their colors were green. So I think the Eagles came out in their black jerseys. It was a whole thing. It was crazy.
Wow.
So yeah, they've been expanding. They play in Germany. They do an England game. I think they're going to do an Australian game either this year or next year. And then, Brazil.
Man, NFL and the WWE starting to realize, hey, we should play in other countries and make all that money.
Yeah. Well, the Chiefs have a huge German following.
Oh, yeah. Why?
Washington Commanders.
Casey's saying it was the Eagles and the Packers.
Got it.
All right. Well, this one's fine. I mean,
it's fun.
It's very creative.
It's creative.
I get it.
I do love Cash Cab. Cash Cab's great. Now, it's still like I love my team. Not the best of the lot, though.
No.
Like, that's fun. You hired some talent. You did a fun little video.
Right.
It would have been different if it was like regular people getting pulled in, but these were people that worked for the organization. I mean, Trent Green sitting in the back was a former football, he was a former quarterback for the Chiefs. So it's like, you hired people to do this. It doesn't feel organic. Like if you could have had like the people in the Kansas City area just getting into a cab and it just happens to be Ben Bailey doing Chiefs cab, that would have been more fun.
Do you think they had production notes? It's like, all right, for this year, nothing Taylor Swift.
Right. Like
nothing.
We can't bring her up at all.
No Kelsey brothers, nothing. Just other team members and other Hall of Famers that were associated to the team. Let's go with that. Let's give the Taylor Swift stuff a rest for a bit.
Right.
We'll bring her back if we go to playoff season again. But for now, let's just start the season without it and get some of the fan base back.
Yeah, I think I think the Chiefs fan base there. I think the rest of the world is kind of getting tired of it.
All right. This is another thing in a car here. What's the Titans one?
The Titans one. So remember, Shane Gillis did a popular spoof called Couple of Beers over on SNL.
On SNL, yeah.
Basically mocking like all these, medications and all these different things. Well, the Titans kind of went in that direction and then made their own little medication style schedule vision.
All right.
Not knowing who and when your team is playing this season, life can lose its luster. For millions of fans suffering
That
from
is my favorite
football
part.
season withdrawal,
Like, get off me,
FSW,
woman.
even relationships can lose their spark. But now there's Schedule Rizzy, a once-a-season schedule fix that cures FSW.
Football season withdrawal.
is everything. Schedule Rizzy.
With Schedule Rizzy, you can live your season to the fullest. 18 beautiful weeks, marked, circled, counted down.
I was feeling down. Schedule Rizzy turned it all around.
Allergic to any of
Consult
its
Tennessee
ingredients.
Titans tickets before taking Schedule Rizzy. Side effects include altitude sickness, gridlock, hand, foot, and mouth disease.
And they're all based. The symptoms are all based on the opposing teams that they're playing.
Yeah.
So when they said hoof and mouth disease, it showed the Colts schedule with them. Yeah.
I think the Broncos was the altitude sickness because
Yeah.
Mile High is notorious for that.
Syndrome, heat stroke, crapping out,
That's
Heat
fucking
stroke.
funny with the Cardinals.
Cardinals.
hand, foot, and mouth disease, imposter syndrome.
That's funny. The Texans versus the
really
Titans.
funny. Well, and it's even funnier if people actually know the history of the Titans. The Titans used to be the Houston Oilers.
Right.
And then they moved to Tennessee, and then Houston got an expansion team, which is the Texans. And that's really funny.
Heat stroke, crapping out, melancholy,
All right. The heat stroke for the Cardinals, crapping out for the Raiders is funny.
general malaise, jet lag, jock itch, diarrhea, heartburn,
Wow. The Cleveland Browns, it says for diarrhea.
malaise, jet lag, jock itch, diarrhea.
What's the jock itch for the Jaguars?
I don't know.
Just because it's alliteration, maybe?
Maybe.
Okay.
Heartburn,
Heartburn.
Oh, no. What did she?
and slurred speech.
Wait, go back.
All right.
Jet lag, jock itch, diarrhea, heartburn, nausea, and slurred speech.
Nausea for the Chiefs. For the
Did you hear
Chiefs.
slurred speech for
I
the
just-
Saints?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Now my future's bright. With Schedule Rizzy, I see the light. Football is everything.
See, that's pretty funny.
Thanks, Schedule Rizzy.
Rizzy.
I got my Schedule Rizzy.
All right. That was pretty good.
That's pretty funny.
All right.
That one I like.
It
It's
took
short.
a while to get to the funny part, but yeah, that was there.
That's pretty good.
Good on them. What else do we have here?
We have some video game ones.
Oh, we do.
We have two. We could either go to Atlanta or Washington, D.C.
Let's do Washington, D.C.
Yeah, I haven't seen this one.
They're doing
I love
Roller Coaster Tycoon.
I love that game.
I haven't played in so long, but I would never finish the tracks.
No.
Like you'd get it so it ramped up so high that you could shoot them out into the parking lot. Looks great.
Yeah. I wonder if someone built this up like they with the Minecraft one.
Well, we'll skip to the end and see.
That's pretty cool.
I'm jumping ahead a bit because this is another long video.
I was gonna say that's a very deep cut because this is a game that probably hasn't been in anybody's radar
Since like maybe the early 2000s.
At least. It's probably the Vikings.
Over both lines. That was like Air Jordan. Look at him. Look at his face. He's got the tongue out like MJ too.
Yeah. They didn't finish the track. This is well done.
This is well done.
It's almost done.
Philly special. It's all the different coasters and
everyone's throwing up from riding
all the
the Philly
coasters
special.
And rides were all team based, which was funny.
Oh, all right, that was it then.
Oh,
okay,
wow. I thought they would at least show the schedule.
Guess not.
I mean,
or we skipped over it. I don't know.
It's still pretty good. I like
This
that.
one looks good. We're gonna head down to the Atlanta Falcons.
Welcome to ATL cards. Select the level.
It's all Mario Kart.
NFL Grand Prix. Select your player. Maybe not a him. Select map.
Well, so they got the different months that they're gonna play.
Ludicrous.
Was that ludicrous?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Oh, so funny. There's the Saints.
Why does that guy have a super big chin?
I don't know.
All right, they threw a bucket of fried chicken, but the bucket landed and bone shot out, and the guy hit it and went speeding off the track.
It blew up. Oh, so funny. Little green football.
This is a long video too. All right. Looks beautiful.
That's pretty cool.
The graphics on it are great.
Yeah, it just definitely reminds me of just God. Yeah, now why do I want to know why he's got a big old chin?
They're at the winner's circle there. The guy with the big chin didn't even place first, second, or third.
No. I think that's their like official rival.
Okay.
So there you go. You got your official
schedule at the end there.
That's pretty. Yeah, I like that one.
All right, very creative.
That's really creative.
We have one left.
Now this is a long one, so we're definitely gonna have to skip around a lot.
Yeah.
But they hit a property that we both enjoy. Very popular show on Apple TV Plus. They did their own version of Severance.
Oh, look at that.
My name is Charlie K. I have, of my own free accord, elected to undergo the procedure known as severance.
Yeah, this one I thought was pretty cool.
Hey kids, what's for dinner?
So stupid.
I give consent to sever my memories between my professional football life and my personal life.
Who are you?
My name is Trent. I'm from work.
So we're friends?
We're best friends. We're really good friends.
Okay, I get it.
But yeah, there's like parts where people are like coming up to him, like, "Hey, I loved you at the game," and they're like, "I don't know what you're talking about."
Oh, they brought the marching band scene in there.
Right.
I skipped over it. There it is. All right, this one's very clever. too.
It's very long. Like if you're listening and you want to check it out, go look this one up. It's what,
I want to
6
see.
minutes
Hold on, I want
long?
to see the ending of season 2. Who got shot and he ran back in the room?
I did the thing. I deleted the scary numbers.
All right, Jordan. Hip hip.
There's your schedule.
There's your schedule.
All right, very creative, very well done.
Right. Yeah, I again very surprised about all these. Like I didn't know that they put this much production and effort into just announcing schedules like this. So,
well
good,
done
good on them.
them.
I got to go look. I haven't watched all of them yet. I'm
Right.
going to go check out some of the other teams. You're right, though. The New York teams really...
Both the New York ones look terrible.
job.
I forgot what the Jets ones even was. But I skimmed a couple seconds. I went, nope, this sucks. Not even going to bother with
they're
it.
not even worth my time.
Not worth at all. All right. We need to take a break. When we come back, segment 2, we'll talk about things that we watched, television, movie, streaming updates, all the things that are coming up that you need to know about. We will get to that next.
More, it's Erik Nagel. It's Erik Nagel. Next. It's Erik Nagel. Follow the show on all social medias at It's Erik Nagel for ways to watch or listen to the show, both live and on demand. Go to itseriknagel.com.
Hey, it's Theo Rossi. You're listening to It's Erik Nagel.
Segment 2 of the show. Erik, Jordan here with you, talking about television, movies, streaming updates, all the things that are going on. Look, you got a busy life. You can't keep track of everything, so that's what we are here to do, because we've got nothing better to do with our lives. And as we start this segment, as always, we talk about things that we have watched. Jordan, what have you been consuming?
Well, you would be surprised that I have done no TV watching really that much, even though I've been sick. It's been weird. I usually would sit there and watch things. I haven't done a ton. I've been watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. again for some reason. I don't know why. It's just there. But the newest thing I did watch was Tom Segura's new shorts, like episodic show called Bad Thoughts. It is vile. It is really messed up, and it is one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Like, it is so funny.
I saw the promotional video he put out where he had his mom as the test audience.
Yeah, she hates it.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. It's like little, maybe 5-minute little clips shows, and it's like three little stories in every episode.
Right.
So one episode where he plays like he plays a sniper. He's like an assassin, and he's like doing like, he's getting up there and he's getting set up with his gun, and he's like narrating. He goes like, "There's 3 rules I follow: never women, never children." And before he can get to the 3rd rule, he takes the shot to kill his target, but a woman gets in the way and he shoots her right in the head, and it's gory. Like, you see it. And then like the bullet apparently was like an exploding bullet. And like he goes, maybe she's okay. And then her head explodes. And then he's like, oh my God. He's freaking out. So then like he's panicking, and he ends up like shitting himself. And then the person,
right.
It's weird. And like he takes off his pants, but like his handler is listening to this on the phone, and they're watching on satellite. So like they see him doing this, and he's trying to pull it off like nothing's going on. He's taking off his pants. It's gross, but it's fucking hilarious. I was laughing my ass off. And then there's like other little clips, like where like this video game developer makes a game called Alien Fuck Humans, but the human is modeled after like a guy he knew and like at work one day. And like the guy, people keep coming up to the guy. He's like, "Hey, I fucked you last night." And the guy's like, "What the hell is going on?" And it's hilarious, dude. I've gone through about 2 episodes. There's, I think, 5 in total. So there's like 15 tiny little shorts. My favorite one so far is like he plays himself, Tom, but like 2 pilots were having sex in the cockpit and passed out, so they need someone to fly the plane.
Right.
So when he gets on with like air traffic control, they find out it's Tom Segura. But I guess Tom said something that person didn't like. So he's like, "Fuck off, I'm not helping you." And they're about to crash the plane. Oh my God, I was laughing so hard. And I'm like sick, so like I'm laughing and like coughing at the same time. It's so funny. It's terrible though. Like, don't go, like it's vile, but it's really good.
I have to make an appointment to sit down and watch that.
Yeah, you can watch little clips. I've been playing that Claire Obscure game, Expedition 33. Again, I still don't think
Not
that's
obscure anymore, or at least from what we see, it's not obscure.
people are
Gamers
loving
and Twitch and stuff online, they're all about this game.
It's beautiful. It's really fun. The story's good.
The gameplay is not something that keeps my attention because I'm not a big RPG.
I'll turn
Standing there and waiting in turn to fight and do all that stuff drives me nuts.
Yeah.
But the cutscenes I've seen, Giddle sent us that link of some of the stuff, and he goes, "This dialogue's hilarious." That's really
It's
good.
so funny.
The
That character is
artwork,
one of my favorites.
all the art style is amazing too.
It's very Japanese anime, but it's done by a French developer, so that's why it's all like in French in some cases. The music's very French. It's really good. It's really good. And then today I started playing for a little bit Doom: The Dark Age, the new Doom game that came out. It's on Game Pass, so if you got Game Pass, check it out. It's like the same Doom type gameplay where you're fighting the minions of hell and doing all this stuff, very bloody, but they set it in a very medieval setting. So it's like, think of like Doom, but it's also done like Army of Darkness, where like Ash goes into the medieval times.
Right.
So he's got a shield, he's got a fucking sword, he's got a gun, and you're just laying waste to things. It's gorgeous. It's a fun game. I'm going to put a lot of time into that one.
There are so many fun games and stuff coming out, and they're not even console games.
Oh yeah, no, some of them are like really good. PC games are coming out, so
right.
Definitely get Game Pass. And then I've been listening to
hold on, Steam Deck and Steam is also good too. Do a Google search. Apparently, there's some speculation that I haven't seen a definite answer that the Steam platform might have been compromised. The people who encrypt all that stuff.
85 million.
89 million subscribers information might be out there and stuff. But then I've been following up on it, and Steam uses this one company, and they're saying we've seen nothing that shows remotely any kind of breach for for your
a lot of
accounts.
Conflicting information.
But what they are saying, and I've noticed other companies are now saying this too. They're saying turn off the text for when you have to do your two-factor authentication. Stop doing the text authentication because it's SMS, and apparently that's really it's just like a direct thing where it's really easy for people to intercept.
Yeah.
So there's other ways of doing your two-factor. Like they have the apps that have the authenticator codes that constantly update every 30 seconds. Things like that. So not just Steam, but other companies have been saying this now for the two-factor authentication. Turn off the text authorization and do some other things that are more encrypted.
Right. Old Restless in the chat saying Oblivion Remaster is great. It is. It looks really good. I've been playing that as well. I've got what I like to think is gaming ADD, and I just go off on these new things, especially with Game Pass. They just keep throwing new games out there literally every week. So I've been trying my hand at stuff to keep my attention. The ones I've been playing a lot of were Expedition 33 and Oblivion. So those are my two ones. Doom just came out, I think, like yesterday. So I'm playing through that. And then I've been listening to the new Sleep Token album. They've got one song on there that's really throwing me off. It's like the third song on the album called Past Self.
Okay.
And I swear to God, the beginning of that song is the fairy fountain from The Legend of Zelda. It's legitimately the fairy fountain sound. And it's weird. I'm like, what are you doing? And then the Counting Crows put out a new album. So I've been kind of listening through that. Not my favorite, but it's growing on me. It's called Butter Miracle, The Complete Sweets. They're always weird, but not too bad. But yeah, the third song on the Sleep Token album, it's the fairy fountain.
I did a quick search on that Sleep Token song, Past Self. It is absolutely the great fairy fountain from the game. They sampled it for the song.
It freaked me out. I'm sitting there going, is this Legend of Zelda? It's so weird.
Well, now you know for sure.
So
and knowing is
know.
half the hassle. G.I. Joe.
Anyway, so that's what I've been doing.
For me, I haven't watched much. I got so much shit to catch up on, but I haven't watched a whole lot. I watched the new episode of Doctor Who. Happy to report, no crying in this episode.
Oh, broke the streak.
But they brought back the fake doctor for a flashback thing, the fugitive doctor, which I don't think exists. It makes zero sense why it's even there. It was an abomination from the previous showrunner that the current one is flashing back to it, trying to solidify that this is part of canon. And what the canon is this fugitive doctor is supposed to be the doctor before the original doctors, like the very first one. This came before the first one. Oh, really? Yeah. Look at the character. I'm not trying. Look, she's a fantastic actress. I've seen her in other things. But I see what you're trying to do. It's like, well, before the line of white men that came around, this was really the first, before the first doctor. It's like, no, the story was the first doctor took that name, almost like a rank and title, an oath, if you will, a credence to live by, to be a better person, help out other people, whatever. And you're saying, oh, this predates that now. Well, it's all science fiction. It's all this stuff. We know everything can change. It's like, but should it? If you change everything, because you can change everything, you lose people that need some kind of canon, need some kind of what is it called when the books are in order? I'm forgetting the term, but you need some kind of exact story dating back, almost like a roadmap, if you will. If you keep changing everything that happened in the past and it doesn't exist anymore, what's the point of watching it? Because you can't keep up with it then.
Right.
But anyway,
no, they just keep trying to retcon everything. It's like,
yeah. So that's I'm like, well, this episode wasn't too terrible, but they threw that in there. I'm like, of course. This week's episode, oh my God, looks fucking awful because it's you know what the Eurovision is?
Yeah, I actually think it's funny.
Right? So it's a terrible series, but Europe loves this thing because all their countries get to compete with this stuff. And it's a big song singing contest. And right now they're complaining that Israel's part of it, and they're like, Israel should be banned. Israel's not part of Europe, and that's what they're trying to go on because they can't say the real reason why they want Israel out of the competition is because of Gal Gadot, of what they say are atrocities caused by the nation of Israel. They can't use that as a legitimate way to kick them out of the competition. So now they're trying to say, well, they're not technically part of Europe, so they can't be part of this thing. Whatever. So now they're doing a futuristic version on Doctor Who, where in the real world, the guy who's playing the Doctor is the UK representative for this year's competition. He's not singing. He's just the one that announces the singers and all. I don't know how the fucking thing works, but he's every country has a celebrity representative for this nonsense. So the episode, is supposed to be like in the future. This contest has outlived most of the human race. It's still going on.
Right.
The guy who's the host of the song contest is the guy that created and hosted that show. Remember I told you that British show about dating naked?
Yeah.
Right. And then how the American version had it was nothing like what the British version was.
No, because the one I found was very heavily edited and stuff like that. And you're like, no, the one I saw had just dong everywhere.
Right. So the guy, his name was Rylan. He's a British radio guy. He's terrible as a radio guy. I listened to air checks of his thing, and it's just, some posh gay dude on a pop station that BBC programs or runs or whatever, and that's supposed to be top tier or whatever. He's terrible. He's the host on this thing. I'm like, all right, great. Another reason not to enjoy this episode, and it hasn't even come out yet. So looking forward to that atrocity. I'm using atrocity a lot tonight. I haven't watched much else on TV. There's movies I need to catch up on. There's television stuff I need to catch up on. I've never been in a spot in my real life where I've had too much real life interfering with my media consumption, and it's been that way for about the last couple months. So no territory to me. Being a human being outside of all of this stuff here has been different.
I know.
I'll get back to the grinding of stuff. It doesn't help that I'm constantly still watching Dabbleverse stuff. They had their big Hackamania event in Vegas, and all the shows came together to do stuff against another show that's not Stuttering John, another guy who's in Minnesota. who's just another fucking disaster of a program that they're all goofing on. So I'm watching those clips because I got sucked into all of that stuff. I've been watching. I'm almost done with Phasmophobia. I've got almost everything I can possibly achieve.
I was going to say there's like an end game to that. Just feels like
no,
it's
it keeps going on, but they have different maps, different trophy sessions and holiday events and things like that. But there's other things you can achieve as a permanent statue kind of thing. And I'm almost done with all that. I've been playing this other game. It just came across my radar the other day. And let me get the exact name for it. But essentially, you're laundering money. And that's your job, is to launder money. Great. And it's a simulator, just like Power Washer Simulator, the supermarket simulator that I play. It is called Cash Cleaner. Cash Cleaner Simulator. And you have all these different... I'm playing the trailer.
Don't worry, darling.
You can't hear it. You get up and you just have to find different ways to launder money. And that's your whole challenge. Is just somebody keeps dropping off like pallets of money and you got to find ways to clean it. Some of them was stolen from like banks and the ink packages blew off. So you got to figure out to literally clean the money and then clean it through a laundry system. It's simple yet extremely complex at the same time. And it showed up on there. It's like, hey, you like these other simulator games. Perhaps you would like this. And I looked at it for a little bit and go, yes, I do.
Yes, I do.
I went
so
and
that
bought
reminds
it.
me, I forgot. That's the other thing I was playing. I threw on. So last week we talked about some of these simulator games, Power Wash Simulator and whatnot.
Right.
I downloaded Crime Scene Cleaner and I played it, and it's completely different than I thought. They actually are trying to inject a story into this,
right?
Where you're a janitor whose wife died, kid's sick, and you need extra money, so you become a cleaner for the mob. You're not a crime scene cleaner. You go in and you're cleaning up.
It's the same company. They sell it as a bundle.
The dialogue is horrible.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Is
no.
And it's probably my favorite game in the world.
Rise and
It is
shine.
not. I keep playing the damn trailer.
Don't worry,
on here.
darling. I'll teach you.
You're not hearing it. It's on the radio end, so they're going to hear these trailers go off. Sorry, it's not the same bundle. It's not the same company. Their bundle is with a company called whatever it is, but they have other games. They have one called Digging a Hole, is a game made by the Cash Cleaner. It is Crime Scene Cleaner. Here it is.
Yeah,
it is the same company. It's a bundle deal that you could get with there.
But like the physics on it are weird. Like you pick up the bodies and you like throw them in the back of the truck, but like they get caught on the truck, so like they're just dangling.
It's a guy with a mask and he's pulling a yellow glove on his hand is the artwork, and it says, "Once you get tangled with the mob, you will forever be part of the mob." At least At least they pay a decent salary, and all you have to do is clean up after their dirty work. But you know what you're doing. So clean crime scenes, earn as much money as you can, and get ready for the next mission.
Yeah, so I've done the first two missions. The first one was like a apartment. So you got to like not only clean up the apartment, you got blood on the walls, you got all this stuff. You got to get rid of the bodies. You got to pick up the trash. You got to put the furniture back where it was. And then like this apartment was weird because like you think it's just one crime scene, and then you open up the attic, another body falls down. You're like, holy crap! You go up there, and apparently the guy that got killed was a serial killer. So you're cleaning up his mess. It's so weird. And then like the second one was like there was like this mob hit inside like a spa. So you're cleaning up like the steam room. There's blood everywhere. You've got a power washer. You have to empty out the bloody hot tub.
Right.
You got to drain the water. You got to clean it out. You got to get it is the worst game I've ever played, but it was the most fun I've ever had.
Isn't it
so fun?
Isn't it something that these companies found a market for some of the most mind-numbing or atrocious jobs you would do in real life that nobody would want to do?
Yeah.
They put it out as a game and everybody loves playing it.
It's fantastic.
Like the other one is Burger Simulator. You're working at a McDonald's.
Yeah.
You don't want to do it in real life, but you're sitting there having fun. I played it a couple months. I haven't played it in a while, but I was playing with a group of people, and
playing with Girk or something like that.
The one girl was in charge of ordering all the stuff for the next day. So the trucks show up in the morning.
She's doing inventory,
and all that, right? And I when she's not looking, I'd hop on the computer and I'd max out like these giant jars of pickles. And each time the truck would come on, it's like, where are we putting all these pickles? And what are you talking about? Oh, there's like 6 jars of pickles here. I didn't order pickles. We've got 12 jars of pickles here. Well, now we have another 6 of there. And she's like, who's ordering the pickles? She couldn't figure it out because she would be on the computer ordering, and there's a blind spot so that you could hop on the computer too next to her, and she doesn't know.
Add more pickles.
So while she's going through, you can see what she's doing. I would just max out the pickles and walk off. So she would go through the rest of her inventory, order it, and then at one point we had so many of these things. I started, when she's not looking, she's making stuff, I would just leave them on the counter, and she'd turn around. Where did this jar come from? Like the pickles just kept showing up all over the place.
So funny.
This is the fun that you have to have while playing these games.
They're great.
So, doing the Power Wash simulator. I've got the supermarket simulator. I haven't played the burger one, like I said. But these jobs that you don't want to do in real life, but you'll gladly do it as part of a video game.
Yeah, 100%.
Got to get you back into Schedule 1.
I gotta start that one. I haven't played it yet.
Yeah.
So. I know Giddles is playing that. It's multiplayer, right? Like
yeah, you get up to 4 people, and you're just building your drug empire. You know, you're making you're combining all these different ingredients to make different strains of weed or coke or meth, and then you go and you sell it, and then you make enough money. You buy a van, you buy a warehouse, you buy this. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
All right. Before we get to what's out right now, I want to show you something that I found in the stores. A quick little flash towards something for the consumer. I'm not a big cereal person. There's a few cereals that I do enjoy, and none of them are any ones that anybody would give a shit about, because you'd say, oh, that's the ones you like? Yeah, because I don't like a lot of the garbage out there, but I like Basic 4. I like, if you can find the Vanilla Life cereal, that one's really
Basic
good.
4 with the one with the dates, right?
It dates and like the yogurt-covered raisins or cranberries or something in it, right?
Yeah.
I like certain flavors of Cheerios. I like, if you want to talk to sugary stuff, I like Raisin Bran and Cinnamon Toast Crunch, right?
Yeah, those are good.
Well, I never get excited for a cereal until a few months ago when they came out with Strawberry Toast Crunch. You've had that, right?
I don't think I ever got a hold of it.
All right. I think it's still at Walmart. You can get it.
Okay.
It's fantastic. I can't recommend it enough. Today, I came across this, and I am so eager to give this a try. I am not a Captain Crunch fan by any means.
Why?
What's
wrong with you?
I don't know. It just never
You were
really
raised wrong.
They never really. It was like, I remember in the 80s they had a Choco Crunch.
I love
it. Was like the chocolate crunch berries, but the regular cereal with it. Yeah, it's not that big a thing to me.
It's funny, like I don't even like the Crunch Berries one. Like I like regular Captain Crunch and then peanut butter Captain Crunch. Those were it. That was it.
Yeah, didn't care about any of those. And then I found this.
I saw that on the shelf. Maybe I should get that too.
Orange Cream Pop Crunch.
That can't be good, but also sounds amazing.
I know, because orange and milk is never good.
Right. Well, I mean, you think vanilla ice cream is milk based, so,
right?
I mean,
But it says
the flavor profile is good.
It's Captain Crunch holding, the orange cream bar.
Milk.
Summer limited edition orange cream pop crunch.
Like, I think they're just running out of things to stick into cereal.
No, they keep finding other shit to put. I'm like, who thought of this? It's like, look, we tried that orange juice cereal back in the 80s and it did nothing. And then you get the weirdos that think, oh, cereal's better if you pour orange juice in it instead of milk. No, it's not. But now they're trying it again here. I can't wait to try this.
I'll go pick that up because I saw that too, and I'm like, do I want to spend the money?
Right,
look good, but yeah, all right.
Also, I got orange vanilla cream for the Mio for the water flavors.
Right,
I got that too. That was on the shelf.
Well, it looks like you're gonna have an orange cream.
Like last summer was the summer of Rocket Pops and Bomb Pops and all that.
Yeah, they did do a lot of that.
I'm hoping this is the summer of the orange creamsicle.
Orange creamsicle's good.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic. All right. Moving on. What is out now? What you need to watch and bookmark for yourself so you know to watch it later if you can't watch it now. In theaters, yet another Final Destination is out. Bloodlines. What is this? The 8th one?
Oh, 8. It's 7 or 8. Yeah, it's up there. It's the last movie with Tony Todd.
Right.
Our pal Giddles went and saw this today in the theater and has very good reviews about it. So
Well, he likes terrible movies.
6. Gittles is saying it's the 6th movie.
6th
now,
movie.
I feel like there's more than 6.
Right.
Because the 3rd one was the roller coaster. The 4th one was terrible because it was all 3D-ish. Maybe it is the 6th one because I think you're right. The 5th one may have been the one that was kind of a semi-prequel to the first one. I love them all. They're all stupid.
Well,
but this one's getting really good reviews. It actually was up in the 90s as far as Rotten Tomatoes go with like 40 reviews. Before I think it dropped down a little bit, but it's the highest reviewed Final Destination movie.
I gotta watch. I've been saying this forever to Gittles, and I still haven't followed up on it. He kept telling me over the years, you gotta watch the Final Destination franchise. So I gotta go and do that. I have to.
Yeah,
go watch
the second one is the one where people love, like, just have like the weirdest aversion to like things on trucks now because it starts off with the big logs on the truck and smashes through. Every time you see him on the road, you're like, nope. I think the dumbest one may have been the 4th one. I think Gittles might agree. There's a scene where this guy is underwater in a pool and he basically gets stuck to the bottom of the pool because the jets, like the thing pulls him in there and it like literally sucks his insides out. It's so stupid. Like that one was the worst. But yeah, I heard the next this new one is you're just gonna eat cereal now, aren't you?
I'm ignoring you.
No, you can go that. I'll just move on with the next things that are coming up.
No, it's fine. I opened the box and I didn't even like the wax paper's not even open, and there's a very pungent aroma of orange creamsicle, which is a good sign.
No, if it's permeating through the hermetically sealed plastic, then yeah, it should be good.
Do you ever still do this? Do you kind of pop the box a little bit
All
looking to
the
see
time.
if there's a prize still in there?
Oh, I miss when the prizes were in there. Yeah. Same with like Cracker Jacks. Cracker Jacks now just goes stupid and says, "Oh, here's a fun little fake tattoo."
Like I said, I haven't eaten Captain Crunch in God knows how long. It wasn't a fan. Were they always this small? That's very tiny.
Probably a little bit bigger. But yeah, I mean, I think those have been shrunk down. Very crunchy. Some Captain Crunch ASMR for y'all.
That is good.
Does it have a very strong orange flavor? Do you get like that creaminess, or is that going to come when like you have a nice bowl of?
There's the hint of orange. It's a lot of creaminess flavor, and then I'm imagining a lot of whatever Captain Crunch tastes like.
Sugar and oats.
It's good. I'm really impressed. Now, to see how it is with milk might be another thing.
I was going to say that's probably.
But eating it dry, like I would put this on top of an ice cream or something. If you had like an orange cream ice cream or something,
that would be good. Anyway, while you eat, we're going to move on here.
On HBO Max, I'm going to talk with my mouth full.
Please do.
Let me get a big mouthful of this.
Yeah, please get that in there.
Isolate that. Okay. On HBO Max. Well, Max, because HBO is going to be rebranding it. They just announced this week, they're like, hey, we're rebranding. We're going back to HBO Max. And everyone's been making fun of it and going, you guys are the stupidest corporation out there for all of this. Yeah, they're going to rebrand back to, because we thought that. As soon as their color scheme went back to black and white.
Yeah, we've been talking about
like
it for a
it's
while.
going back to HBO, and then lo and behold, there it is.
Anyway, we'll get to that soon.
Conan O'Brien, episode 2 of Conan Must Go.
He's going to New Zealand in this episode.
I haven't watched the first one.
I did watch it. It was actually funny. He had Javier Bardem on there because he was in Spain.
Did he call people friendos the whole time?
No, but that would have been funny.
Should have.
Hey, friendo.
So there's that. Over on Disney Plus, episodes 10, 11, and 12 for the finale of Andor. I think I watched, I don't know if I finished 9, but I know I watched 7 and 8. That I watched this week. Yeah. Episodes 7 and 8 of Andor.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm enjoying it because all the espionage stuff is happening. The hijacks, the heists, all of that is starting to go down. And then that one lady got shot. And I don't know who she was, but the other lady got pissed, and then they blamed this kid, and I was like, all right, they're just going to browbeat this young guy for the whole thing. I'm in for that. Whether he
he shouldn't have fucked around.
Yeah, he was fidgeting, and then fucked around and found out, as people say. So anyway, episodes 10, 11, 12 are out this week for Andor on Disney Plus. Over on Netflix, Bad Thoughts. Nanas, I've been seeing a lot of like online stuff for, and it's is it Vince Vaughn?
It's Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn and grandmothers, right?
Yeah, so he loses his mom, like she dies, whatever. And then he basically, to honor her, he opens up an Italian restaurant with actual grandmothers as the chefs.
Right.
So he's got like Lorraine Bracco, Talia Shire, Susan Sarandon's in it, Linda Cardellini's in this. Like, I don't particularly care. Like, when I saw the branding for it, I was like, no. But then I saw like Linda Cardellini's in it and stuff like that. I'm like, I might actually watch this. So yeah, that's over on Netflix. Just came out, I think, 2 days ago.
Okay.
And then Paddington
in Peru. For people with kids.
So that's the third Paddington
over on
Peacock.
The cock, as kids call it.
The cack. Love Hurts, the Ki Hye Kwan action movie that did terribly in the theater, is now on Peacock. On video on demand, we've got Minecraft and Snow White. So, and then in theaters next week, the big ones is going to be Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. That's getting
that I want to.
That is looking good. Lilo and Stitch 2, Lilo and Stitch, not 2. Lilo and Stitch, the live action version of that, and then there's a movie called Friendship with Paul Rudd that's also coming out. And then also on the 23rd on the Max, soon to be HBO Max, Pee-wee as himself, a documentary about Pee Wee Herman.
Looking forward
Paul
to
Rubens
that.
For all of you. So love that. Going into news, as we talked about, HBO is rebranding yet again to HBO Max sometime this summer, but they know that they fucked up, and they are leaning into it heavily.
We're gonna call it HBO Max.
So Warner Brothers Discovery is hopping on board.
Jordan, they're going back to HBO.
That's right, HBO Max. So they
when are they going to drop the Max part?
Hopefully soon.
Hopefully.
So coming this summer, HBO Max, same app, newish name. They're leaning into the fact that they know they fucked up. They've been doing things like this. Breaking White Smoke was seen coming from Warner Brothers Water Tower. A new brand has been chosen, which is, I don't know.
Everyone else, see, in this kind of situation, yeah, well, it's not in poor taste. In this situation, everyone else can make fun of them. Them making fun of themselves is not acceptable.
Well, that's
it looks pathetic and sad, but for them doing that. Now, if Disney had posted that with the Warner Brothers Tower and said a new brand, that's hilarious.
Right.
But them doing it themselves is even this is a panic PR move.
Yeah. Well, this is like their walk of shame. You know, they fucked around. Now they're walking shoes in hand down the sidewalk. Mm-hmm. They know they branded terribly by just doing Max. I don't know. Like we saw it coming. Like, you know, they kept rebranding. I think they branded 5 times since moving from HBO streaming service, HBO Plus or whatever it was originally. But yeah, they're going back to HBO Max sometime this summer. So South Park is poised for a streaming launch on Paramount Plus. Comedy Central picked the date for the season 27 premiere of South Park after a 2-year break. I can't believe it's been that long. 2 years, and they're coming back July 9th. It's just a few days after Paramount's $500 million exclusive streaming licensing deal with HBO Max. It
ends this year.
June 30th.
Yeah.
So a couple days after, they're going to go streaming, allowing the new season along with the rest of the South Park library to stream on Comedy Central's Paramount sibling Paramount Plus, which will be the only thing on Paramount Plus anyone cares about.
Right. Until it's sold to Disney or somebody.
Yeah. Until it's sold off. So right now, July 9th, you're going to get all the South Park episodes, the new season 27 premiere. I don't know.
Matt and Trey don't care. They made $500 million off that deal.
They made $500 million off the Paramount deal, and then they made another deal with HBO or Max or whatever you want. They got paid like 3 times during that whole bargaining thing. So good on them. Last week we talked about Gears of War is getting a remaster. Well, now Gears of War movie is landing a director with David Leitch. He directed Fall Guy. He also did, I think, Deadpool or Deadpool 2. He's big into the stunt community and things like that. So Netflix bought the rights to do Gears of War, the movie. They're talking to him to get this done. They don't know when it's going to be made, what the details are going to be. They bought the rights back in like 2022.
All right.
Who knows if this is going to happen, because I know they also have a deal to do BioShock. And I haven't heard anything new lately about that either.
I would love if they did BioShock. Remember, we thought BioShock was going to happen when they had Westworld on HBO?
Right.
And it was revealed that some of the busts in the the lab area where they were building some of the bodies was stuff from Rapture and from BioShock. And you're like, holy shit, they might be leaking Easter eggs that the BioShock thing was going to happen, or at least a show. At this point now, BioShock doesn't even have to.
A TV show would be good.
The what?
I think a TV show would be.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, you don't even have to do the movie anymore, because TV is so good now.
Right.
With the way they do production, they could do a long-term, long episode BioShock series like they're doing with Fallout.
Mm-hmm.
And that got announced.
Second season.
Yeah, a second and a third.
Third has just been greenlit. Yeah.
Right. So, yeah, but you see how well that was produced.
Yeah.
You could do a BioShock show. You don't even need to do it as a movie anymore. Do it as a long, spread out story over a television series. As soon as you saw Rapture, like the plane crashes and whatever, and you go into the lighthouse, sold.
I'm sold. 100% sold.
Yeah.
I know originally back like a long time ago, Gore Verbinski, the guy who directed the first 3 Pirates of the Caribbean movies, he was tapped to actually do it, and they had developed like a movie treatment and stuff.
He
like
would have
that,
been good.
It just went nowhere, and it's been one of those ones that have been development hell, and I would love to see that happen. Gears of War, I love the games. I'm still kind of like, if they do a movie, great. If they don't, whatever. But BioShock is definitely something I'd want to see on the big screen. So not even the big screen, like you said, like a TV show or long form storytelling. I think that's a type of story that you would need. I mean, you could do 12 1-hour show episodes. That would be fantastic. That's what you need. You don't need a 2-hour movie because you're never going to get the impact. But you stretch that out over 12 episodes, fantastic. Michael J. Fox is coming to Shrinking's season 3 in a guest role. He makes his first acting appearance in several years in the season 3 of Shrinking. Have you ever watched that show?
I don't think I
have. It's on TV
Plus because I haven't had Apple TV in a long time.
It's really good.
I think after Ted Lasso was done, I canceled Apple Plus.
Harrison Ford is fantastic in that. Like, it is such a good show.
All right, I'll add it to the list.
So that's a good one. They've done 2 seasons. The 3rd season is going to have Michael J. Fox doing a guest role. Basically, in fact, I'm not even going to read this last part because if you're going to watch it, it may spoil something. So I'm not even going to say that. But yeah, Michael J. Fox is going to actually do some acting, which is kind of interesting.
All right.
Speaking of interesting, Kristen Ritter is joining Daredevil Born Again season 2, reprising her role as Jessica Jones.
Well, it's good that they made that announcement because we knew they when the property rights reverted back from Netflix to Marvel Disney, they had made mention that Luke Cage and Jessica Jones will be back and will join the MCU. But after that point, they never talked about it again. So now,
well,
go ahead.
With her coming back, which is really good, I think you have a higher chance of getting another Luke Cage. The good thing is that actor, Mike Coulter, he did a show called Evil for 6 seasons. That just stopped. So he's now free to do stuff.
I'm sure they've already... They're good with that. So I'm sure they've already signed those deals and they're just sitting on the announcement of when this is going to start.
He's looked the same over the last 10 years. So like you can make a series, get him back into it and be fantastic. Speaking of, real quick, the Claire Obscure game, the Expedition 33, the main actor in the game, the main character that you play is voiced by Charlie Cox, who's Daredevil. So he's
Right,
doing
yes,
that.
yes,
His
yes.
voice. But yeah, Kristen Ritter's coming back. She's going to be Jessica Jones. They don't know how big her role is going to be, but I think this is a good way to kind of what they like to call is do backdoor pilots. So
Yeah.
this is doing that. That's the space movie that we're doing. The space.
Is she stuck in a dryer somewhere or a windowsill? Oven?
Daredevil, help me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they kind of do that. But just like the first season of this new Daredevil is going to be the backdoor pilot of getting a Punisher show. They're going to do a Punisher like standalone or something like that. That was your way of getting him introduced again. Same thing with Jessica Jones. They might be doing that to kind of set her up to do another series. So that'll be good.
One of my favorite things. Oh, you can't see it. It's mounted over there. The purple artwork for the first season of Jessica Jones.
I loved that first season.
Her investigation logo and all that. Signed by Kristen Ritter and David Tennant.
David Tennant was so good in that one. Is the Purple Man.
Mm-hmm. They never called him the Purple Man, though.
No, that was his character in the comic books. But yeah, they never really.
They gave him a name. What was it, Killsgrave or something?
Killgrave or something.
Yeah, they gave him a name instead of calling him Purple Man.
So, Buffy the Vampire reboot pilot casts Ryan Kira Armstrong in the lead role. The reboot has found its new Slayer. Armstrong has been cast the lead role pilot opposite returning star Sarah Michelle Gellar. The pilot was originally announced at Hulu back in February. The plot details are under wrap. Sources previously said the plot will focus on a new Slayer.
I'm guessing that's a girl. Ryan's a girl's name?
Yes. So
Okay.
I've seen her in something. I forget the title of a movie. It's a Western starring Nicolas Cage, where his wife gets killed and he's going to go get revenge, and he's taking this little girl with him. I think it's his daughter. So he's teaching her how to be a gunslinger. It's a very low budget, straight to video type of movie. That's where I've seen her from, but she's relatively unknown, I think, to the masses.
Okay.
But yeah, she's in that one. Basically, they say, from the moment I saw Ryan's audition, I knew there was only one girl that I wanted to be on my side. Geller says, to have that kind of emotional intelligence and talent.
The Old Way?
Age, the Old Way, yes.
Okay.
It's not a great movie, but it's not a bad movie either. I love Nicolas Cage. I'll watch him in everything.
Since you mentioned Nicolas Cage, did you see the photos of him in the John Madden movie?
Is him as John Madden and Christian Bale as the owner of the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
It's ridiculous.
As Al Davis,
wait. Yeah, it's weird.
He is not
Nicolas Cage.
He's not the one I would thought could play John Madden.
No.
Is this going to be a disaster?
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah,
they've got him in a fat suit
because he doesn't even look like John Madden when he's got the fat face and everything.
He just looks like fat Nicolas Cage.
Yeah,
it's hilarious. But yeah, they're gonna have her as the new Slayer in this new show.
Oh, by the way, that Ryan Kira Armstrong.
Yeah, what else has she been in?
Star Wars Skeleton Crew.
Oh my God, was she the little shitty little girl? There was one girl who was a complete.
As many casting directors have said, "Oh, we hired the shitty girl."
Yeah.
No, she was main cast member Fern.
Yeah, she was the main bitchy little girl. She was nice, she was a good character. But yeah, okay.
All right, she was in one of the seasons of American Horror Story.
Yeah, I stopped watching that a long time ago.
Yeah, it got too ridiculous when they started doing the spoof on the spoof Trump season.
Oh, see,
and I'm like, oh, this just looks like The Purge.
Probably,
but they're using the Point Break masks, and I was like, all right, this is really dumb. The one season I really enjoyed was, and that's I think the first one I saw was the hotel. It had Kathy Bates and Lady Gaga.
Oh, that was the 5th season.
Yeah, that's the first season I saw.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you would like the first season was about the haunted house, which was actually really good. And the second season was about the insane asylum, which I thought was really good.
Okay.
Third season was, I think, the circus, which I liked. And then I think the fourth season was about witches, which was also very good. And then after that, I kind of fell off.
You know what? If they do an Agatha season 2, it should be
do it like that.
House of Harkness or whatever it's called, and just go, it's the witches that'll get you. You can take that, Marvel.
Yeah.
Go
That's
ahead.
a freebie. That's a freebie, Marvel.
I don't have the boo sound effects. Sorry.
Boo.
I think it's a great title.
they're going to be doing a new Rambo movie. It's an origin movie called John Rambo. It's set before First Blood. It's not necessary, but here we go. It's going to be directed by the guy who did Sisu, and in a Norwegian movie called Rare Exports.
I forgot about Sisu.
Sisu was good.
Was that like the Turkish or the Iranian?
No, it's like Norwegian, and it's like this old man.
Yeah,
it's like Nazi era stuff, but it's bloody and gory, and he's like it's like John Wick set in World War II.
Yeah, I forgot that I saw that. I remember when that came out, Giddles told me that I had to watch that.
No, Sisu is really good. And there's another one that he did, the director, called Rare Exports. And I watched this when I was doing the other show, and it's about this kid. So like there's this dig site that some company is digging up on a mountain in this like little Norwegian town, and these little kids were trying to figure out. Yeah, Rare Exports, really great. And it turns out they're digging for Santa Claus. It's like a very weird folktale of who Santa Claus really is, and it's like this fucked up demon thing. It's really good, and it's about these kids dealing with it, and but it's.
I thought it was like Santa's dead, and they're looking to find his remains to resurrect him.
That's kind of what it is. Yeah, it's like he's been buried there, like intentionally buried there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good. Think about like a fucked up like Santa Claus story in Goonies, and like there's people going missing, people getting killed, and you don't know why. And this is the weird part about this movie, and it's hard. This is going to be a thing that people don't want to like actually be sold on, is that the killers going around are all like old naked men, but they're Santa's elves. Like, it's weird.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really weird.
All right.
Anyway, so they're doing a new.
Yeah, the Rambo movie. I'm reading the thing here. It's still going to star Stallone, but it predates First Blood.
I really don't think it's going to be Stallone. It's an origin movie. I mean, Stallone looks like he's been dead for 12 years. Like, no. So I think they're going to I think he's going to produce it. I think maybe he'll like be in it.
I misread it. It said the iconic action hero portrayed by Stallone. I took that as meaning he's in this, not that, remember Rambo that was played by Stallone. All right, that makes more sense.
Yeah, so
okay.
He's not going to be in this. And then to wrap everything up, a little bit of music news. I thought this was very interesting. I'm not going to read every bit of this, but last year, Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross told GQ about a bunch of plans that they had, including a new music festival that they wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the other day, they teased it, saying, hey, this is a website you should go to. And then they've officially announced a new festival called Future Ruins. It's going to be happening in Los Angeles on November 8th, and I believe the 9th. I was looking at tickets. It's being billed as a first-of-its-kind music festival of the world's most influential composers. Reznor says it's about giving people who are literally the best in the world at taking audiences on an emotional ride. Yeah, right.
All right.
Taking audiences on an emotional ride via music, the opportunity to tell new stories in an interesting live setting. He and Ross says there's no headliner, there's no hierarchy. This is a stacked lineup of visionaries doing something you might not
They're
see.
all going to be on all the stages playing at the same time.
Just all of it. Yeah,
all
just
of it together.
Everybody. So basically what's going to happen is you're going to have all these very influential composers, movie composers, things like that. He's been doing with Atticus Ross for years now and winning Oscars for. So some of the top names that you're going to notice, Danny Elfman, he's going to be doing stuff. John Carpenter, which I'm excited about.
John Carpenter has a music, like a band.
John Carpenter's been, he's been scoring movies since his early days. He's done all his scores. He puts out, I have albums of all his movie scores. He's done Lost.
Yeah, I didn't know he. Music. All right, or I didn't fully understand. He was I know songs from John Carpenter's The Thing. John Carpenter's this.
Right, but he also does like.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, but he does that. Questlove is going to be doing Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross. Howard Shore is going to be doing stuff from David Cronenberg's Crash. It's going to be interesting.
Questlove's on the list.
Questlove is on the list.
Doing Curtis Mayfield stuff.
I know.
That's
which
interesting.
Kind of sounds really good. You're going to get stuff like Shaft and things like that. So I'm very excited about that.
So it's a festival concert series with composers and people who are performing songs from movies and TV shows and things like that. as compared to going to a concert full of like 80s and 90s acts or something like that.
Yeah. Well, there's also someone on the list that I'm actually very excited to see if I end up going.
Queen Latifah.
Right.
Okay.
Claudio Simonetti's Goblin. Now, most people don't know any of that work, but I love Italian horror movies and things like that, like Suspiria, Tenebrae, opera, demons, all those type of movies. That is who scored a lot of those.
You like that stuff, but you don't like religion.
I hate religion.
That's interesting.
What, that I like Italian horror?
No, with the demons and the operatic stuff and everything. That's very Catholicism.
Yeah, I don't have the same and that's what's hard. Like when I watch some of the stuff, and like when people say things like Exorcist was the scariest movie I've ever seen, I don't have the religious.
It was at one point, but now it's just becomes the thing to say. Like when you say The Godfather is the best movie of all time.
Yeah, well, yeah, people think they're cooler than they are. But what it is a lot of people have that religious background. A lot of people have those traumas that those movies speak to them because that's the life that they've grown up being told that these things are real.
Yeah.
When I watch them, I'm just like, oh, that was neat. But
I love a lot of those movies, horror movies, whatever, based on through religious teachings and hearsay and what have you.
I find it interesting.
Like Constantine. That's one of the reasons I loved Constantine.
I love Constantine.
And not even before the movie and stuff, but like before that, when it was just the comic book stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then they made the movie. Then they made the TV show, which I thought, it sucked at first because it was on NBC, but when they brought him over to the WB, CW, whatever it was, he was good, but they put him in that League of Legends or whatever, and that kind of made it stupid. But when they had him do the voice, Matt Ryan is his name. Constantine, when they did the animated movies.
Oh, the Dark League stuff was great.
Dark League, and then the Constantine.
Justice League Dark, that's what it was.
But then he did Constantine, Los Angeles, City of Demons or something.
Mm-hmm.
They're all fantastic. Like the Constantine stuff is fantastic. Even though it's a bit far-fetched, the Da Vinci Code and then the sequel.
I love all those movies.
Angels and Demons. And what's the third one?
I'm trying to remember because
I'm spacing on it.
I forget the book.
Another one, Ninth Gate with Johnny Depp.
I like that movie.
Yeah, all that
Days with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
That's a little hacky. That's a lot hacky.
Good.
But
it was right after
a lot of good horror stuff is centered through religion. The Conjuring.
Yeah.
All religious based.
Mm-hmm.
You like the operatic themes, the suspense, the demons, all that other shit. That's a lot of the religious stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying you have to be a practicing, but all of that shit ties through religion, and it's better because it's stories that existed for centuries.
Sure.
And you can play off of things like that.
Yeah, no, I'm fine with that kind of stuff. And
fucking heathen.
I am just a heathen. But yeah, I've never grown up religious. I find, everyone's welcome to their own beliefs. It's when I think people push their beliefs on other people is why I get annoyed with religion. I like religious movies that deal with that dark side of that part of things. Like you said, like that's what makes a lot of the horror movies really good. But yeah, it was never my thing. So, but yeah, I like that kind of stuff.
Well, this concert thing looks fantastic.
I'll
give you
great.
Permission to spend all your money to go to.
Sounds good.
You're
but
allowed
yeah, it'll
to
be
do
in
that.
November. I was looking at tickets. Tickets go on sale, I think, this upcoming Wednesday. So, and from what I can tell, they're not super expensive, but who knows? I might have to pay in 4 just to make Erik mad about it.
Right.
Put it on a payment plan.
Well,
but that's it for entertainment.
With that being said, with the music going, time to do the plugs. Jordan, our nation's eyes turn to you.
You guys can find me on Instagram, Blue Sky, X at Jinxed Ronan. There's all the stuff. YouTube as well. Twitch at Jinxed Ronan 79. I'll try to throw some Expedition 33 up there, or even Doom. Doom might be more fun. A lot of crazy music, a lot of demon killing.
Tell them about Amazon Prime.
I was just about to do that. If you guys have an Amazon Prime subscription, you guys want to go over to our Twitch
Get it for
channel,
free.
Twitch channel at It's Erik Nagel. You can use your Prime subscription to get a free 1 month at a time subscription to our channel, It's Erik Nagel. Go over there, click that little box, get a subscription for the month, do it monthly, help us out, cost you nothing extra, and helps buy more cereal for Erik.
Indeed. For me and for the show and all of that good stuff there. Across the board on all the social medias at It's Erik Nagel. If you're on the iHeartRadio app, do us a kindness. Leave us, you don't have to review us on there. Put us in the first position on the presets. If you're on Apple and Spotify, that's where you can do us a kindness and leave us a positive review. It helps out the program. You can join us live each and every week as we do this program by heading over to our live rooms on YouTube and on Twitch. And like, follow, subscribe. Turn on the notifications, all of that stuff to let you know when we are live. You can come into the live rooms, hang out, correct us when we say the wrong things, give out the wrong facts, and throw your money around telling us how much better you are than us. We will gladly put that on the screen. And if you can't do that, hey, we get it. You have a life, or you're a cheap bastard. You don't want to spend your money on that stuff. The produced show you get later on, it's all available up on the YouTube channel. All right, and that's it. We're done. What are you eating? Pringles what? Are they the all-dressed ones?
All dressed.
Are they any good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not really.
That's why I didn't buy them. They seem kind of
I will have my hands on the Miller Lite collaboration.
I'm heading over to Walmart to get them.
So I should have those.
And in before the buzzer, Hollywood agent Rob Stark. Great show, guys. I loved it. You're full of shit. You just got here.
The last 5 minutes.
Yeah. He didn't see a thing. All right. So with that being said, we need to get out of here. Until the next time, everybody.
Be excellent to each other.
And we'll be seeing you.
It's Erik Nagel.
Do it on a Tuesday night. Some weeks I could do it on a Wednesday morning. Sometimes I could do a Wednesday night. Some weeks I can't do it at all. And it's just the way it is. Because we're not hitting the goal, you peons. Hit the goal.
Alas, we're out of time.
Follow It's Erik Nagel on social media platforms. For ways to watch and listen to the show, or join us for the live shows, head over to itseriknagel.com. Yo, and remember to tell 2 friends so they can tell 2 friends, and they can tell 2 friends, they can tell 2 friends, they can tell 2 friends. You get the idea.
Keep it real, homies.